Matson's Bowling and Billiards at 47th and Dudley.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in, temperature-controlled, high-end wine bar. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for wine, beer, spirits, and cigars. Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next big opportunity? Constructors is hiring. We're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. We offer competitive wages, great benefits, brand new service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for our shop and multiple field technicians. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at constructorslincoln.com.
At Planet Fitness, we're declaring it. This is the year of getting stronger. And future stronger you can get started now by saving $28 or more when you join today. You in? We have all the best in-class equipment you could ever need to keep stepping it up. And you can work out your way on your time at any convenient location near you. Most open 24 hours. So let's do this. Join Planet Fitness today and save $28 or more. Just $1 down, $15 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends January 31st. See Home Club for details.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with the child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
This is On the Block with Strick and Austin. Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9-year NBA vet, Eric Strickland.
Strickland for three! And you're going to go out of here as the Big 8 tournament champion.
Middle school basketball coaching legend and Duke basketball shooting coach in his mind, Austin Orman. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Presented by NEPCO. This is On the Block with Strick and Austin.
It looks like old school, but it sounds like On the Block. Welcome into it on a Friday. Austin Norman here, joined by Jay Foreman. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. We brought Nick in as the replacement to start the week. But here's the thing, Jay. You're a coach. You've coached before. You know. It's all about who's out there at the end of the game. And that's why you're here on a Friday. We want to finish strong.
Exactly. I think Nick just has a problem finishing things out. He starts them and he don't finish it. And that's all right, though.
Well, we appreciate you stepping in here during On the Block. Thanks for that. Big thanks to NEBCO for their sponsorship of the show. You can check them out at nebcoinc.com. Lots to get into here. We'll do a lot of NFL here in this first hour, some NBA in the second hour as well. 402-464-5685, the numbers to the show. That's how you get onto the Sartor Hamann Jewelers text line, or you can leave a comment on stream. Again, 402-464-5685. Jay, the big news in the NFL, a lot going on with the head coaching realm. Let's start with the saga that's been going on for the last 48, 72 hours. We talked about it a couple days ago when it seemed like he was going to stay in Tampa. And then just last night, Liam Cohen sounds like he's taking the head job for the Jacksonville Jaguars. After they fire Trent Baalke, they had his first interview with him. Baalke was still there. Then they fire him. They must have really wanted Liam Cohen because they circle back to him. But this is one of those things that Hollywood might turn down the script because the Bucs offer him the largest contract for coordinator in the NFL, contingent on him not taking a second interview with Jacksonville.
Right.
So Liam Cohen, who does have a son dealing with some health issues, says the Bucs couldn't get in contact with him because that's where he's at. He's at the hospital with his kid trying to take care of family business. Okay, fine and well, that can very well be true, except that we also know Liam Cohen and the Jaguars tried to keep the second interview on the down low. The Jaguars to skirt the Rooney Rule. Liam Cohen, so he could maybe still have this fallback contract in place if he didn't end up taking the Jags job. But it sounds like he is taking the Jags job. He will get, quote-unquote, Ben Johnson money, which is double-digit $1 million per year to be a head coach, and he'll get to pick the GM. This is one of those things that, like I said, Hollywood wouldn't write a script like this. Like, Liam Cohen, I'm sure, is a good coach. There's no way he's worth this much fuss.
Drama,
You know,
right, yeah.
there's no way.
I think it might be a thing that I'm sure they wanted him. Obviously, he interviews well, and has a good reputation. Obviously, they're trying to hire somebody that can help Trevor Lawrence progress. And we talked about Mike McCarthy yesterday and on Old School. So, two things happen. First of all, this has never happened in the coaching profession ever, I think, in the league.
Right.
It has not. And especially to this magnitude. Now, there's an old, unwritten rule. You just don't do it. And he committed some cardinal sins, but it's also life-changing money. So
opportunity, money,
and if he's not taking the job, not thinking he can't do well or won't do well.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think, the whole Jaguars new ownership, he's not really new with Shad. It's not new, but just the whole thing with that, they could do a 30 for 30 or a docuseries on it just based on, it was almost a foregone conclusion that they were going to be based over there in Europe. They kind of essentially put a club in the stadium, like a full-on pool. You could talk about the peak there with Tom Coughlin and obviously Jack Del Rio, how he left, the players that they've had, the internal workings, some of the issues about with Shad, via Bruce Allen in Washington at the time, what they said about him via email, how that was, how he maybe was or wasn't accepted from where he came from as an owner. Now, how does that, affect today or the decision, what was made, I guess, obviously with Cohen become the head coach, or what is assumed that he is that he's doing business literally trying to catch up. He doesn't understand the inner workings of it.
Well, I mean, they're an expansion franchise. They haven't been around that long.
So
even if he's had the team for a while, he's still young in the grand scheme.
He's young in the big boy league of knowing how the NFL works from an ownership standpoint. And it is different. And you got the gangsters like Daniel Snyder that was, keeping tabs on everybody, or you have the OGs like Robert Kraft and Jerry Jones and Arthur Blank and those guys where they know
Maras.
Okay, yeah, like, all right, we'll do our thing. We won't step on each other's toes. And the Glazers are probably a blue blood type of ownership group, but they also own a European soccer team. So I guarantee you they are spread thin. But then also they took the man at his word, because he's a first year offensive coordinator. And so it's hard. It's hard because, his kid has some stuff going on. So that does take, first dibs. But then also, that you were definitely picking up the phone when Duval County was calling.
Mm-hmm.
And ultimately, Trent Baalke was not on good footing. When Shad, the owner, was on, after they fired Doug Peterson, he essentially said it with him right there. They asked him about Trent Baalke. He's like, he's here for now until somebody tells me different.
If the right coach comes along and they don't want him.
Right. So that's that. If I'm Trent Baalke, I'm out of there.
Prep that CV, baby.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, like right then. So it's a matter of time. And I think that once that second call came back, and I'm sure his agent worked some deals, and I think also they were probably a little hesitant to go with Mike McCarthy because he still was up for the Chicago job. His name was, floated around for the Raiders job. And plus, I don't know if that's a good fit with a young quarterback, right? They view his system as archaic, and I think that's not justified, but it's mainly coming from Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Glenn's gone. Obviously, they probably heard workings of Pete Carroll being gone. Mm-hmm. Ben Johnson's gone. So then when the coaching carousel starts to dwindle down, he's like, all right, we got to call this dude back. And then once you called him back again, he knew he had all the power. He probably didn't want Baalke anyways because he felt like, number one, Baalke wasn't even on good footing.
Mm-hmm.
So he's probably going to be gone in a year anyways. So if I'm starting off fresh, I have to start fresh with somebody, that I trust. And so that's how it got going. But it definitely was some shady business
on both sides, right? Because I don't think it's necessarily a great look for Tampa to say this offer is on the table unless you take another interview. I get it why they would want him committed in the building, sign the contract, and be done with it. That's not really how the NFL has worked, right? You granted them permission to interview him before. You could have blocked it. You have a chance to say, no, you're not allowed to interview him.
Yeah.
And that's that. Is that a way to foster, a great relationship? Probably not, but sometimes you like a guy, you know, and you want to keep him around, so you say no, but obviously it's not a super common thing to do. Then if you're Liam Cohen, who do you think you are? Like, you think you can get away with this?
He's about to show you, though.
He's going to try. But everyone talks.
His
You're
conference is gonna
how
be
many
full.
miles apart? A couple hundred miles apart from Jacksonville to Tampa?
But it's not that, though.
But I'm just saying, like, that's
reputation
just
that you-
geographically. But the
yeah.
reputation you made for yourself, these owners are going to talk. These secondary guys inside front offices are going to talk. You're not getting away with this. This is going to come out. There's no way you thought that you would take a second call from the Jaguars and then go back to Tampa. So that's almost completely off the table. But why burn that bridge unnecessarily the way you did? You can leave and that's fine. But he took a blowtorch to that bridge with Tampa for no good reason.
Yeah, and I think the only reason he took it is because cash was in hand.
Sure.
But you still don't burn that bridge.
Right.
You still say you still pick up the phone and say, "Listen, they came back with an offer. I can't refuse. Appreciate it. I know you're mad. Things happen. You have to understand. It's no different than trading a player the day before the season starts or something like that. It happens,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a business. And then you don't want the Josh McDaniels type of reputation where in the coaching business,
Mm-hmm.
where they can't trust your word.
Why do you think he's back in New England for the third time in 20 years?
Right. And they trust him because they groomed him. But I think also you don't want it to be where these owners don't trust you that you're going to show up, because an NFL owner, besides Jerry Jones, most NFL owners, they just want to show up at the game and enjoy their little toy, which is owning an NFL franchise.
Because for the majority of them, it's not how they make their money.
So they don't want to worry about if the figurehead is going to be who he says he's going to be. And so, but, you know, congratulations to him. He's a hot name out there. And you know, he's got a great opportunity. I think he's in a better position than probably all the other head coaches. I think he's definitely in a better position than Vrabel, Aaron Glenn. I think Aaron Glenn's probably second, and Ben Johnson's a close second. You can flip those two. And then Pete Carroll is probably a distant fourth. That's my as far as opportunity, roster, and then also pathway to instant success. I think Jacksonville, with the young defense and a franchise quarterback that they've invested in. So you took the job knowing who the quarterback is. Don't do it like your boy up there in Carolina took the job and was like, I don't like the dude. Get him out of here after 4 games. And then
crap, his backup got in a car crash. Got to go back to him.
Back up the dude. Like, come on, there ain't nothing wrong with the Red Raider, but then okay. And then now you put him in there. You're like, dang, I see why they pick you number 1. Now I'm actually, so as long as he doesn't do that, he'll have some success, because Tennessee should be a guaranteed 2 wins.
Mm-hmm. You can split with Indy.
Split with Indy, and if you can split with Houston, and then really make some hay, you know, on your out of conference
on your
division,
4th place schedule.
Exactly, you can make some.
Third, I guess they beat Tennessee, but
you can make some noise real quick, and make it worthwhile. And then once you start winning, or you show that you actually have your stuff together, as far as being organized, detailed, and hold guys accountable, nobody's going to really care how you got there after, but you have to do it now. Now the pressure is amplified.
You mentioned Pete Carroll. We'll get there in a second. But before we move off of Liam Cohen, let's talk about Baker Mayfield. 8 years in a row, he'll have a new offensive coordinator. What does that do to a player?
Just, and there's continuity where he was in Tampa. I just think it's for him. It's just, I don't know if he'd know any different. He probably looking at the same guy twice. It's commendable how he's able to play, but also, you know, and be successful. He's went to some places that probably weren't ideal for him as far as like being able to be productive. He has a ton of pressure because he was number 1 pick. But I think he's made himself into a more than quality a Pro Bowl type of quarterback. And so I'm just going to look at it, this experience, which should never happen for a quarterback. Actually, I think since he's embraced it, and also he has some skill, and the Baker's biggest or his best attribute is he's got a little stuff. He's got a little bit. He's got a lot of it to him.
A little piss and vinegar.
Yeah. Oh, and it's not fake though.
No.
That dude is straight up. He's about that life, and so that allows you to take any negative fuel in the situation. He don't know any different. Plus, man, he owes me some money.
Baker.
The 2 times I met him, he broke bread.
Baker.
Took pictures and broke bread.
You
Met
got
him.
Levante's number? He can get on that for you, right?
If I see him, I'm gonna say, "Look, man, I know your old lady who's from around here somewhere. Hey, you gotta check in. I need that check. You gotta check in to my pockets." I met him up there in Minneapolis when the Eagles beat the Patriots up in the Super Bowl. He was obviously I didn't have any bearing on it. I always appreciated his game. I like a tough quarterback. He went number 1 down at the thing this last year. He was up for a free agent deal. The next day, got paid. I got to come see you. I got evidence.
Baker.
Yeah.
Got receipts.
We got to get a little bottle of tequila or something. $100 or something, dude. Hey, man, this is a good luck charm. You don't even know it. I know it. You don't know it yet.
Let's make sure he knows.
Yeah, man. So I think that's the only way he's been able to be successful.
And that's a pretty good job, right? Baker's in place. Mike Evans, Mr. 1000 is there. Godwin, if he comes back
from a coordinator
healthy,
standpoint, it's not that hard.
Pretty good line, good running back situation. So I think that'd be a pretty good spot for.
But you gotta find, like, if I'm taking that coordinator job, whoever he is, I'm going to find Baker and we're spending a week together.
Yeah.
I want to, because he's too good of a player, and he has a strong hold on that offense and that team for you not to be on the same page as him. And then obviously you got to be, because you got to get his respect. You got to earn it. And so but you got to know how he thinks and how he works and what he likes and what he doesn't like, because you want to make sure that as he progresses, look, it's 2 for 2. I'm thinking like, hey, dude, I'm gonna be 3 for 3. I'm gonna be head coach next.
Right.
So you got to deal with Baker first. Not bow down to him, but make sure that you get in there and get in where you fit in.
We'll save the Pete Carroll stuff for the next segment, because I think there's a lot to dig into there. In the next 5 minutes here, Jay, Bobby Slowick fired from Houston. I mean, 1 year. It's crazy how fast things can change in the NFL. Where D'Amico Ryans is the next big head coach. CJ Stroud's a down ballot MVP candidate. And then Bobby Slowick is one of those hot names that's up for some offensive coordinator jobs. What was it that didn't go well for Houston this year? How much of it's on Slowick? Was he, deservedly fired? Was he the scapegoat? How do you see that?
I mean, I thought it was just going to be the offensive line coach, obviously, because they've had issues, especially interior. You know what's crazy about the NFL? They just fired their team president, Ryan Grissom, who'd been there. I think he was there when I was there, and he worked his way up.
Oh, wow.
And he did a really good job of doing his job, different levels. But then it also lets you know things are changing, because now Houston, which is the 3rd largest city in the United States, I did not know that.
Yeah.
And the thing is, you see LA with their new stadium got a Super Bowl. Minnesota with their new stadium got a Super Bowl. Obviously New York and all these different ones, and Vegas.
Yeah. And Vegas got the college football playoff.
Right. And so then you fire your president, because the next president is going to take you into that. Now, how does that trickle down to the field? Well, now everything's a representation. Now you're starting to panic a little bit. Well, since what let the team down this year? Offense. What was the bell cow the year before? Offense. Who took more of a stronghold on the defense this year? D'Amico Ryans.
Mm-hmm.
And then, the coordinator was there just in name, image, and likeness, as we like to say it. I think it was probably scapegoat. I think he probably had a little pushback of what he liked to do. Probably didn't see as much progress as far as being able to defeat some of the things that were giving him consistent problems, because the league is like this. They don't care about injuries. They did your job.
Which Houston had a lot of.
Yeah, they did. But at the end of the day, they don't care, because your job is, as a coordinator, is to figure it out. It's no different than with Aaron Glenn. He has a ton of them, and they continue to make plays and win some games.
Yeah.
And I think they got on to CJ a little bit. He just needs to get better. I think the rash of injuries, especially at the wide receiver position, hurt him. And then they brought in, Deontay Johnson. That was just a waste of time. So I think it was a perfect storm for it to be imperfect. I hate it for him, because he was before the season, you assume that he's going to be gone, being a head coach, and now he's trying to find a coordinator position. Don't be surprised if he's on a first-class flight or private flight to Tampa.
Would not shock me in the slightest. And that's one of those situations that I think really just encapsulates the state of the modern NFL, is that you have a pretty quick trigger, right? Guys don't get a lot of second chances in the same job. And I didn't watch Houston as close as you did. I'm sure you're onto something there. But a guy that was that hot, did we go overboard on Bobby Slowick, or was it kind of like we talked about with Brock Purdy? Hey, there's a year on you. Teams adjust. You didn't adjust back. I would like to see just as a big picture kind of statement, a little bit more patience, right?
Yeah.
Year 1, you're the hot thing. Year 2, they adjust to you. At least give him a shot at year 3, because for a young quarterback like CJ Stroud, I'm not saying he's not mentally sharp, but we just talked
Now
about
he's gotta
Baker with
learn
8
a whole
OCs.
new. Who knows if it's a whole
New
system.
everything. Him and his receivers that he's building continuity with, and that's a pretty good offensive group there. My gut reaction would be, let's pump the brakes. Like, let's see how the first 5 games go. See if things look better in 2025. Except that CJ Stroud's on a rookie contract. You have some veterans on that team too, and you can't necessarily always afford to be patient, especially if you're winning a division title. Right? It's one thing to win the division, get into the playoffs, but if you want to be that dark horse Super Bowl contender and challenge some of these top dogs at the top of the AFC, I can understand the mindset of, we can't wait. We can't afford to waste a year and see if this works, because things are only going to get more expensive. Guys are only going to get older. We got to take advantage now.
Yeah, and not only is CJ on a rookie contract, so is Will Anderson Jr.
Right.
And
Stingley's still on his.
So, yes, but then that would mean you should probably keep Slowick, demand adjustments, draft better, and develop better on an interior offensive line, or free
Which
agency.
is not really that hard to do.
No. And so it's a little different, because then you wonder who you're going to get. Is it somebody from within? Okay, well, what are those inner workings, and who really did anything worth a plum nickel this year on offense to be worthy of the offensive coordinator, when you have essentially, one year for sure. Definitely got to address CJ first. In the fourth year, it's going to be just, who would it be? I can't think of anybody that has the experience to come in and the credibility to come in to
Mike
take
McCarthy.
You think?
I'm just throwing it out there.
I mean,
I'm not saying that'd be my pick.
You think he wants to go to Houston to be a coordinator?
Would he be the NFL's Chip Kelly?
I think he wants to be a head coach.
I think he wants to be a head coach. But can you do some image rehab, boost CJ Stroud, and then be a hotter candidate next year?
Yeah. Heck, Pete Carroll's a head coach. You can do anything.
Before we get to that,
He coaching basketball.
he could.
No, he was.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good, too. They had good teams, too.
Not
Yeah.
bad. Is Aaron Glenn keeping Aaron Rodgers?
I don't know.
What would you advise him to do?
I texted him. He ain't texted me back yet. He's a little busy.
Jeez. Come on. Baker won't get back at you. Aaron Glenn won't get back at you. What are we doing here?
What pick do they have?
NFL.
I think he keeps him for one more year. But I'm going to tell you where Aaron Rodgers is going to run into trouble.
Jets are picking all the way down at number 7.
So that works out well for Aaron. Cam Ward and Shador will probably be gone.
Mm-hmm.
What does not work well for Aaron is he's going to, Aaron Rodgers is what, 6'4"?
Give or take.
Yeah, Aaron Glenn's about 5'9", 5'10". But I'm telling you,
Low man wins.
No, but my man, he casts a big shadow, a wide shadow, and he's all about football. So when if he now this is one thing I like about Aaron. He gonna come straight at you, and he gonna read you, and he gonna tell you about, like, if I'm Aaron Rodgers, you're gonna have to convince him that you're gonna be there for the right reasons and that you still love football and you want to be a Jet, because Aaron ain't gonna play no games. He can't
afford to play any games. This is his first head coaching shot.
But he gonna go down swinging. He's gonna challenge everybody in that building. Plus, they all know him. They're gonna challenge everybody in that building to be the best that they can be. And a matter of fact, he's gonna demand it.
I'm curious to see. That's a big first challenge for a first time head coach to have in that market, even with the familiarity.
I think I want to do it, and then I'm drafting somebody. The pressure of drafting a quarterback in New York is huge. I think Aaron Rodgers, the last 8 games, played good enough football. I demand him be in better shape, and I also get that offensive line great. And you got everything you need, though.
Right.
And I'd like to think I'm a good enough coach to get it out of you. I'll roll with that first year, as long as Woody's on page.
This is the other small part of this that I don't know if Aaron Glenn would bring this up with Aaron Rodgers or not, but Rodgers had his shot to be the mentor to Jordan Love that Brett Favre was to him, and said, nope, I'm pissed off that you did that, threw a hissy fit and got his way out of town.
Well,
this is a second chance for his image, too. If he is okay with the Jets drafting another quarterback and Aaron Rodgers serves as the mentor for the future, I think that would go a long way for Aaron Rodgers' reputation.
It would do, and it would catapult him right into his media job that he's going to go into.
Right.
He not only turned his nose up at Green Bay, he made them give him a new contract. And that's why they had to get rid of Devontae Adams. So he gave you the double bird. They were on the way to the bank. If I'm him, I'm doing it. Because I think it's easier to do, and I think Devontae Adams is still under contract. You got Wilson. And
Breece Hall's good.
Breece Hall. You got good tight end, Conklin. You got an excellent defense. You know the energy is going to be different. If I'm Aaron Rodgers, I'm even thinking about taking a pay. I'll take a pay cut.
I'll work with you.
Yeah, and you never know if you might extend that to a year too.
Worth a shot.
Yeah,
I don't hate it.
Yeah.
Let's go to break. When we get back, Pete Carroll is the new head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders. If you're not on stream, that was a look Jay Foreman just gave me. That's how we know he has thoughts. Pete Carroll, good or bad fit for the Las Vegas Raiders? And could he bring Russell Wilson in as his bridge quarterback? All that ahead.
Follow Austin Strick and On the Block on Twitter at Austin Orman, eStrick20, and On the Block 93.7. More of On the Block coming up.
Have you heard about Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center? Located at 7555 Pioneers Boulevard, Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center offers compassionate, patient-focused care and provides outpatient surgery services, making it possible to have non-emergency surgery and return home the same day. Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center specializes in cardiology, vascular radiology, orthopedics, pain management, and much, much more. Give them a call today at 402-261-1085 or online at amimaging.com.
Not many businesses can say they've made it 60 years, but Madsen's Bowling and Billiards can. With 12 bowling lanes and the biggest pool room in Nebraska, where else would you go to enjoy an afternoon or evening? There's great daily specials like $2 Tuesdays. Games of bowling, shoe rental, draft beers, and tacos, all just $2 each. Have a delicious burger at EJ's Lounge before or after your bowling or pool session, and you'll leave satisfied. Madsen's Bowling and Billiards at 47th and Dudley.
A new year means it's time to try new things. If you haven't tried Fierce Cheese Spread yet, the time is now. For the days you don't want to go to the gym, don't worry. Fierce Cheese Spread is there to cheer you up. And for the days you do get to the gym, why not celebrate when you get back with the best dip around? Get to your local grocery store today and load up on Fierce Cheese Spread. No event or party is complete without it on your table. Wrestling fans, it's time to elevate your game, just like Stevens & Smith Construction does for your concrete needs. As your full-service concrete contractor, we deliver solid results every time. From singles to doubles, fighting for inside position to scrambling reversals, we know how to pin down quality and slam expectations. Stevens & Smith Construction, a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket, where Husker wrestlers bring you all the action. Don't stall, Stevens & Smith Construction is here to help you build a concrete foundation for the win. Check us out at www.stevensandsmith.com because stalling is a penalty and winning is the only option.
Hey guys, this is Lexi Rodriguez, former Husker and now League One volleyball athlete. League One Volleyball is bringing the action to Omaha with our first serve on January 24th, 7 p.m. at the Liberty First Credit Union Arena in Ralston. Witness history in the making as we take on Love Madison in our first ever home match. Visit lovboma.com for tickets. First serve January 24th. Be there when it all begins. That's lovboma.com for tickets to watch Love Omaha Volleyball. Go Big Red and go Big Green.
Garage doors can break down or quit working at the worst times. At Doors Plus, they understand that a broken garage sometimes means repair and not replace. Sometimes, all you need to make your door like new again is a few bolts, realignment, or even a new balance. Trust the pros at Doors Plus to handle your garage door repair the right way so you can get on with your busy schedule. Visit them online at doorsplusllc.com or give them a call at 402-590-5800. Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road. Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see partly sunny skies. And it will be breezy. We'll see an afternoon high near 44. Tonight, mainly cloudy skies with light winds, and a low near 23. Tomorrow, we'll see partly sunny skies return. It'll be breezy with a high near 38. I'm meteorologist Kyle Tucker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next big opportunity? Constructors is hiring. We're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. We offer competitive wages, great benefits, brand new service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for our shop and multiple field technicians. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at constructorslincoln.com.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We are back on the block, 402-464-5685. If you got any thoughts on the NFL head coaching news, appreciate you guys being here, part of the show. Old Dad 34 asks, Jay, can you remind us where Aaron Glenn went to college?
Texas A&M. He was part of the wrecking crew.
Aha.
Yeah, with Quentin Coriat and all them dudes. And you can't tell him nothing either. And this is the funny thing about AG, and he's not a mind reading, but AG Aaron Glenn. When he talks about the wrecking crew, he sticks his chest out like it's the black shirts. And they were hitting. They were good. They were playing some hellified defense back then. They had some dudes over there. They Ray Mickens was the other corner. So you had two pretty much lockdown corners. You got Quentin Coriat and my man, I call him Project Pat, but Pat Williams, Big Daddy Pat Williams, played with me in Buffalo. I mean, they had some dudes, man.
Not black shirts level dudes, but some
of course
dudes.
not. They had some dudes.
You know,
Yeah.
relative to the level of competition.
Oh,
dude.
definitely a ton of respect for him.
For sure. You also have a ton of respect for Pete Carroll. I know you like him as a head coach. He's in Vegas, Jay. I like it for Vegas. I still think Pete Carroll's a good coach. Fascinated by the fit. Fascinated to see how this one goes. And a loaded AFC West.
I'm a little surprised that he got the job just based on his age, but I'm not
74.
But I'm not surprised based on Pete Carroll.
Yeah,
because I feel like him leaving Seattle was actually a year too early. I think that he started to kind of do some. I just didn't think he wanted to leave.
Yeah,
and it was kind of like, hey, look, dude. Yeah,
we don't want to fire you.
We don't want to fire you. We want to move on. We don't need, we're better, but we don't want to fire you. And so I think he wanted, it was Jones to get back in the coaching. If you heard him on, I think Pat Kerwin's podcast, he said he was open to it. If he says he's open to it, that means they want to. And also I think his agent did a really good job because I don't know if Brian Schottenheimer has got the Cowboys job yet.
Not yet.
But it was a foregone, it was a shift. It was a foregone conclusion it was going to be Schottenheimer. Then you started hearing Pete Carroll to Dallas a little bit. Vegas jumped on it.
Mm-hmm.
Probably the okie doke, banana in the tailpipe. I like him. I think he'll do well. He has a ton of energy. He's a phenomenal coach. You got to think everywhere he's been successful. He was actually successful in New England. People don't realize that. USC goes without saying or stating. Seattle goes without saying, and just assume that he'll do the same in Las Vegas. Now he's got to put together a good staff. I'm sure he's going to call up Ken Norton Jr.
Gus Bradley's available.
Yeah, Gus Bradley and Ken Norton.
Yeah.
Which why not go with what you know? The biggest thing is going to come down to him, or with him, is just who's going to be his second in command, like associate head coach, and then who's going to be the coordinator. And then, the Raiders haven't. Did they get a new GM? No, yeah. Right?
I don't believe
I know
they
they fired
Telesco, which I
Wait.
didn't understand that one. That was 1 year.
Yeah. Well, first of all, the Raiders were tripping when they got Mike Mayock. You like Mike Mayock?
No, not a Mayock.
He's calling games. Every time I just hear his voice, just like I think he played at Boston College. I think he did. But he's just, I just know something about him. Like,
I just don't.
He was horrible at a GM.
Yeah, it was very, very bad on that. The on-field coaching, I'm not as worried about for Pete Carroll, and I wonder if he's going to be able to change the culture of that organization. Right? Seattle kind of followed his lead. He helped remake them in some ways, not all the ways, but
And
that
it
was a
perfect
very
situation, though,
Pete
too.
Carroll organization. He walked into it. Vegas is not a perfect situation. You don't really walk into one of those as an NFL head coach. Otherwise, you probably wouldn't be there to begin with, unless the guy, retired and handed it off to you. But I'm curious. When I think about, the black hole and the Raiders and their legacy and the way that franchise has traditionally acted, that's not Pete Carroll to me.
Maybe they're trying to, maybe with Tom
New
Brady
leaf,
in there, I think they're trying to turn over a new leaf. And plus,
Did Carroll and Brady overlap at all?
Where?
New
Oh,
England?
No.
No.
Plus, I also think that the Mark Davis is different than Al, just on the way he deals with players and the media and stuff like that. So I think I think he could work with Pete Carroll. That's why it was such a short contract. It's 3 years with a team option for 4. Essentially, it's 2 years.
Yeah.
I think he'll do well. I just the coordinator is key. The draft is more importantly the quarterback and everything. And
Speaking of quarterback, Jeff Howe of The Athletic tweeted this out at 10 o'clock this morning. With Pete Carroll taking over the Raiders, one name I've heard to watch at quarterback, Russell Wilson. They've mended fences per source, and Wilson could be a stopgap while the Raiders develop a long-term answer.
I said Russell to the Raiders before Pete was there.
You did.
So whoever that dude is wrong.
He just didn't credit you.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Add him to the list.
I like that. I like it.
Do you think they've mended fences, or are you just talking about the football fit?
I think they've probably mended fences. I think Russ has grown up some. I think he was very mature. I will tell you this so by chance, I guess I don't ever like to talk about like myself or whatever, but just to put more credibility to the story. So as I was finishing up my career in the league, Russ was at NC State. And so it was Moose Muhammad, myself. There was a bunch of NFL guys in Charlotte working out together. So obviously they needed somebody to throw. And I'll never forget meeting Russ. So it was Chris Canty and Joe Canty. I think it's Joe or Jay Canty, who was his brother, kind of put us all together. And he's like, yeah, I got this young kid coming up, man, from NC State. He's the coach down there. Don't give him the respect, but he's a really good baseball player. But he's short, but he can throw. Out comes Russell, skinny as all get out. Great kid, very mature, very, very at that time, very mature, very thoughtful, very respectful. And then obviously he went and became a great college player, go to NFL, and some of those traits that I saw in him being very, very competitive, always wanting more to learn, from Moose and all this other stuff, is what you saw at the beginning. So he came in the league very mature. I think by the time he left Seattle, he started to become a little bit immature and borderline stupid, like with the stuff that he was doing. And maybe it's a byproduct of always being overlooked. Now look at me now. And also you get married to Sierra. And so now you start to get to, by the way of her, because she was a very, iconic kind of, that kind of art like singer and personality. You become that as well. You start to go to galas. You start to be in LA. Well, he didn't turn that off when he got into the locker room. That's where the friction, he felt like he was running the team versus Pete. And so he
for
was,
that defense, right? I mean, Russ was the quarterback,
Now,
but
that
you had
was-
Marshawn Lynch,
right,
you had the Legion of Boom, and those are all
and that's where
leaders
the
in their own.
and that's where the
Wagner.
animosity with his former teammates, whereas they felt like they couldn't talk to him. Like
Mhm.
you know, he would give them like a Google number, like a Google, one of those fake numbers.
Right.
All you hear all these stories, right? Well, then also where the friction became with him and Pete Carroll, where Pete is always been a guy you could talk to. He would go up to the owner or to the GM.
Yeah.
Well, then that's where you had to draw the line, and plus he alienated all his teammates, so he wasn't a very good locker room guy. Then he goes to Denver, continues to do that. Sean Payton puts him in check. He actually changes when Sean Payton gets there.
Well, Sean Payton put him on blast on national TV
From the
on
very
the sideline.
But
in front of God and everybody.
even prior, he said that all the office and having your trainer on the plane and kind of like, I know I like LeBron, but LeBron saying he read books and all this. You're only on page one. He's kind of like me. I read the first page. All that's gone. So I think he started to mature more. Then he goes to Pittsburgh, gets with Mike Tomlin, who actually gets on the same level that Pete was with him.
Except now Russ is a little older, a little wiser, been
wiser.
put in his place by Sean Payton.
And then I'm sure at some point in time, him and Pete cross paths. Plus, one thing Russell Wilson he's been very, very good at. And so if these are players at Nebraska, he knows how to rehab his image. He also understands the I wouldn't say pettiness, but the politics into being a NFL quarterback. And he knew better that he needed to go back and do some things with Pete. And I'm sure Pete, does feel for Russ. And maybe it was after Pete got left or let go that they kind of connected on that. We're both mad at Seattle. So, or what really happened. And I think they could work together.
What would Russell Wilson mean for Brock Bowers?
He better be feeding him. And you better be getting Michael Mayer some
Hey.
But once, and then also I think, you got
Jacoby Myers.
Jacoby Myers. They got they need a number one receiver. If I'm Russ, I'm excited because I feel like you can bargain free agent guys or get a big time free agent, and there's going to be a lot of draft capital in that offense because you got to score points in the AFC West.
If you're Pittsburgh, do you let him walk or do you bring him back? Do you roll the dice with Justin Fields? Where do you go if you're Pittsburgh?
I like
Fields
Justin
is on the open market right now.
I like Justin Fields.
I do too.
1 year and a 1 year prove it deal, like an option. I like him. I think.
Well, I want him in Indy. Competing with Richardson.
Austin, man, come on, just stop this thing. You chose to get the dude that got an earring in his nose.
I did not choose that.
That's your team.
That was given to me. I do not claim ownership of their decisions. We've had that discussion many times on this show.
I like
and
Justin
yours.
Fields for two reasons. Number one, if you get somebody that believes in him, that's actually going to coach him, he will be successful. Number two, he's a big, fast athlete.
Mm-hmm.
Number three, he can throw the ball better outside of the pocket on the run than maybe in the pocket. And that's what Pittsburgh needs. Now they got to get guys around him. I'd send George Pickens to Indianapolis. He's got to go.
Please no.
If I'm
Don't
either
do
one
that
of
to
them,
me.
I just gotta say, where's
No.
that guy gonna be? He's gotta go. I'm sorry, man. Like, you cool to be in the locker room. It's cool that we're like on the we're on the same. I just can't play with you. I just can't, man.
No.
I don't even like you, to be honest with you.
I put
Like-
up with you because I had to, but not my choice.
How you act like on the field, this is how you play. Like, we can't. There's nothing like common that we can bond over and be friends. Like, I can't trust you.
No.
I can't even trust you to show up to work. I'd ask him this, man. I'm not. Hopefully, there's not any little kids listening. I'm not trying to rain on anybody's parade about Santa Claus, but you show up an hour before the game on Christmas. You believe in Santa Claus? Like, is that what you were doing? You were waiting for Santa to come down your chimney. That's why you're late. That's exactly what I would ask him. Because there's no other reason for you to be late. The game is on Christmas Day. Everybody else got here on time, including the Chiefs, and you the only one late.
Out of 106
So that lets me know
players.
So that lets me know that you were opening up an Xbox or something, and Santa had his big red bag, and you're the only person that saw Santa Claus in Pittsburgh. What else were you doing?
Congratulations. It's a Christmas miracle.
And the game was in the afternoon. So what would
Didn't have to wake up early.
right? It wasn't like a 10 11 o'clock
Like,
game.
no,
Yeah,
wasn't
Where you had
noon,
too much
wasn't one.
eggnog?
No one drinks that. That stuff's gross. Few things from the text line. Hoff in Lincoln says, I didn't choose him either, Austin. Jay can't say that. So, yeah, no. Colts fans did not choose Anthony Richardson.
Man,
The Colts chose
you got
Anthony
two Colts
Richardson.
fans in
All two of us represent.
yeah,
Cupsker, no. Russell Wilson is not signed yet. Cupsker also says Pittsburgh needs Fields. He had a full season to learn the Russell Wilson moonball. Plus, Fields can actually see over his offensive line.
True.
Not wrong.
That moonball is for real though.
And then 5162 says Fields is a guy who kind of unfairly lost his spot twice. Bears gave up on him when the team was bad, and Russ came back from injury even when Fields was playing better. Put a good team around him, and Fields could be a solid starter.
Q the brother version of Baker Mayfield. Always getting blamed for what was it? What Baker Mayfield played with an injured shoulder and
Yeah, separated shoulder. Why can't you push the ball downfield,
and
Baker?
a torn labor, like your arm ain't strong enough. Was it Kitchens?
Freddie Kitchens.
That's why he hates him too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who has a better year next year, Justin Fields or JJ McCarthy?
I don't JJ or Justin Fields. I don't care who it. I hate Michigan and JJ McCarthy. Whoops, Viking fan. Should have kept my big mouth shut.
They can still go get Darnold back. They get Darnold back.
I just always have been a fan of Justin Fields because of number one, he was in that QB1, but then I was able to sit and this was not planned. Just by chance, I got to watch the game when they shellacked Nebraska. I got to watch it with his dad and his mom. And I got to learn about that's why I've always been a fan of him. And the way that he played. What was it, Clemson, when he got that hit pointer?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's it.
I do think the Baker Mayfield comparison is accurate.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes
that kind of journey, that kind of path.
I always tell people, man, about David Carr. As talented as get, kind of like that. Like you go to the wrong organization or organization that's not ready to draft a true or take care of a quarterback. Mm-hmm. It ruins your career, man. For me,
you only get one career.
Yeah. And you only get you're under so much pressure as a quarterback running a franchise or leading a franchise. You have to have all those things in place. And you can't really even say that anybody really knows how to do it besides like Andy Reid and there's a couple other out there, because people always give New England credit for Tom Brady, but let's face it, you fell into Tom Brady. You passed on him for 6 rounds. You just took him just because you thought you needed a arm for training camp. Mm-hmm. Don't act like you knew that you were going to get the greatest quarterback of all time at the 199th pick. Stop lying.
No, not how it works.
So, and for him, but then afterwards, it lets you know whether it's Garoppolo or Mac Jones or in everybody else, do you really know how to foster a quarterback in there? Now we'll see with Drake May.
We sure will. We got to go to break. We do have a question from Cupsker on the text line. We'll answer that to wrap up hour 1 of On the Block.
Download our app by searching for 93.7 The Ticket in your app store to stay in touch and listen all day wherever you are. More of On the Block next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
At Lincoln Family Chiropractic, they believe everyone deserves to live a pain-free and active life. Lincoln Family Chiropractic specializes in customized care for every patient to promote faster healing, allowing you to get back to an optimal life. Lincoln Family Chiropractic goes beyond chiropractic care. They offer physical therapy, massage therapy, nutritional counseling, and wellness classes. Give Lincoln Family Chiropractic a call today at 402-484-5166. Visit them online at lincolnfamilychiro.com or in person, 1 block south of 70th and A Street in Lincoln.
Hey volleybalfans, this is Laura Dijkema, national player of the Netherlands and now the setter on Omaha's newest professional team, Love Omaha Volleyball. League Volleyball is bringing the heat this year. Don't miss your chance to see Olympians, national players and national champions right here in Omaha from now through April. We can't wait to see you cheering for us in the stands. Visit lovboma.com to buy single match tickets to see me and Love Omaha Volleyball in action. Go Big Green!
It happens. All of a sudden, you need a plumber. Just call Bryant, 467-1111. Problem solved with Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Wrestling fans, it's time to elevate your game, just like Stevens & Smith Construction does for your concrete needs. As your full-service concrete contractor, we deliver solid results every time. From singles to doubles, fighting for inside position to scrambling reversals, we know how to pin down quality and slam expectations. Stevens & Smith Construction, a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket, where Husker wrestlers bring you all the action. Don't stall, Stevens & Smith Construction is here to help you build a concrete foundation for the win. Check us out at www.stevensandsmith.com because stalling is a penalty and winning is the only option.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just a professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier furry friends.
Advanced Medical Imaging is the largest radiology group in Nebraska, located in Lincoln at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard. At Advanced Medical Imaging, they utilize state-of-the-art technology and blend it together with their compassionate, skilled team to guide you through every step. Whether it's an MRI, CT scan, or X-ray, their precise diagnostics help your doctor deliver the best care plan for you. Choose clarity and comfort in your life by choosing Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard and online at amimaging.com.
If you're sick of catering from the same places every month, it's time to switch things up. Mulberry Barbecue is perfect for business lunches and dinners, family gatherings, holiday parties, wedding receptions, rehearsal dinners, and so much more. Delivery and full service options are available, and they can cater for anything from 10 people to 500 people. Call them at 402-937-7114 to hear their menu options and get your catering booked today. Mulberry Barbecue, located at 11th and Cornhusker Highway.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
No Strick, he'll be back next week. Osh Norman, Jay Foreman with you, wrapping up hour one of On the Block, brought to you by Nebco. A couple things here on our Sartor Hamann Jewelers text line. Cupskirt says, Jay, what does Pittsburgh need more in the first round? A running back to replace Najee or a wide receiver to be able to cut bait with Pickens?
Wide receiver. Wide receivers.
Najee might have to cut some weight, but he's still a good running back.
Yeah, and I like Warren too.
Yeah.
And running backs are easier. And plus with the depth of running backs in this running back class, you're going to get a first-round talent in the second, third round, maybe even fourth. So running back is a little bit easier, but you definitely need to address the receiver position. Now, depending on where is depending on what you do, because I do think you could probably get a potential true number one a little bit later. You could get your boy from was it Buka from Ohio State, and you can get him later in the first round, maybe if you start to slide in the second round.
Yeah.
And then accumulate some picks and get another guy that could be your.
He screams Pittsburgh.
He that's him 100%.
Yeah. Hines Ward-ish.
Hines Ward-ish with superior athletic ability, checks out off the field. The biggest thing for Pittsburgh, you can't take these personality problems anymore. Matter of fact, nobody, even in college, even in Nebraska, you don't got time for that.
You don't got 105 roster spots. No need to waste one.
Well, the thing is, you said everybody's got a quick hook because everybody's looking at what everybody else does, and everybody's expecting results faster. So I don't have time to hold your hand while I'm paying you millions of dollars.
Right.
Sorry,
but not sorry.
Yeah, not at all. Because the regular 99% of the people out in the world, let alone America, they can't comprehend that type of problem.
No. Bill and Bennett. Yes, Adrian Martinez is still on the Jets roster, and he also asks, no disrespect to any of them, Jay, but who was the craziest player on your Bills teams?
Craziest? Oh, well, I could just only talk about before. Well, Well, one is Marcellus Wiley. We call him Wild Style. Now he was just out there, but he's a good dude.
Yeah.
He's a good brother, man. I played with this dude named Gabe Northern from Big Zoo.
Zoo.
Yeah, he was from LSU.
Okay.
And I saw his love when his mom come in. She'd bring in like gumbo, the whole thing. We weren't making weight, but he was crazy, man.
Good crazy?
Yeah, but he wasn't. It was not, the elevator was not. It was not going to the top, man. It was paused somewhere. He would just be hyped for no. I mean, he was fighting every day in practice. He would fight you in the locker room. He would just, sometimes not walk around. He'd walk around.
He was a Bill and a Viking.
Yeah. So, but he was a good mentor to me, man. He picked me up one time. We were at the 4 Point Sheraton. He's like, and he knew where we were staying at. He was like, "What's up, Rook?" I was like, "What's up, man?" He's like, "Where they got you staying?" I said, before I could finish saying 4 Point Sheraton, he's like, "I know where you at." He's like, "What you guys doing up there?" I was like, "Man, I'm trying to learn this playbook." I was like, "I'm tired, man." Because we just were coming out of rookie mini camp.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, "Yeah, I'll see you by 9 o'clock tonight."
Use you?
Yeah. Like, I'm thinking like, I got jeans and a sweatshirt. You're not going. I'm trying to make the team. When I tell you that brother had me out to 6 o'clock in the morning.
Put in full day's work after full day's work.
And Austin had me out to 6 o'clock in the morning. We went to his house and got some like donuts and coffee. And then I had to go to practice. And then he made fun of me all day. This dude was crazy. I mean, he was crazy. But that's what made him good, though.
Got to harness it.
He was a wild boy, man. He a wild boy. Yeah, he had a drop top, like one of those, like, not Broncos, but Wrangler things.
Oh, yeah.
When it's snowing, he took the top. He drive to practice without the thing on. And he from Louisiana. Yes. And it show up, and he was yoked up, you can see from the picture. He with a tank top. Yeah, he come in, and this is the best part. He had a purple LSU tank top. I mean, he jacked up. It's snowing, sleeting, some fatigue like shorts, and some boots.
Ready to go.
Yeah, ready to go.
How he's rolling.
Yeah. Yep.
Gabe Northern. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Let's go to break. A couple other things to get to on the text line during break. Hour 2 will be some NBA discussions. We'll draft the NBA All-Stars, round out our teams. And should the Spurs trade for Victor Wembanyama, or should the Spurs trade for Steph Curry to pair with Victor Wembanyama? Big thanks to Nebco for sponsoring the show. We'll be right back.
Follow Austin Strick and On The Block on Twitter at Austin Orman, eStrick20, and On The Block 93.7. More of On The Block coming up. This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
At Lincoln Family Chiropractic, they believe everyone deserves to live a pain-free and active life. Lincoln Family Chiropractic specializes in customized care for every patient to promote faster healing, allowing you to get back to an optimal life. Lincoln Family Chiropractic goes beyond chiropractic care. They offer physical therapy, massage therapy, nutritional counseling, and wellness classes. Give Lincoln Family Chiropractic a call today at 402-484-5166. Visit them online at lincolnfamilychiro.com or in person, 1 block south of 70th and A Street in Lincoln.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next big opportunity? Constructors is hiring. We're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. We offer competitive wages, great benefits, brand new service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for our shop and multiple field technicians. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at constructorslincoln.com.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
Not many businesses can say they've made it 60 years, but Madsen's Bowling and Billiards can. With 12 bowling lanes and the biggest pool room in Nebraska, where else would you go to enjoy an afternoon or evening? There's great daily specials like $2 Tuesdays. Games of bowling, shoe rental, draft beers, and tacos, all just $2 each. Have a delicious burger at EJ's Lounge before or after your bowling or pool session, and you'll leave satisfied. Madsen's Bowling and Billiards at 47th and Dudley.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just the professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier furry friends.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
We'll see an increase in cloud cover tonight. Could see a few flurries here or there with a low down to 22. We'll be cooler again tomorrow with a high of around 37. And yes, breezy with northwest winds gusting over 25. Mainly cloudy tomorrow night with a low dropping down to around 13. That's a check of your forecast. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
It happens. All of a sudden, you need a plumber. Just call Bryant, 467-1111. Problem solved with Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
If you're sick of catering from the same places every month, it's time to switch things up. Mulberry Barbecue is perfect for business lunches and dinners, family gatherings, holiday parties, wedding receptions, rehearsal dinners, and so much more. Delivery and full service options are available, and they can cater for anything from 10 people to 500 people. Call them at 402-937-7114 to hear their menu options and get your catering booked today. Mulberry Barbecue, located at 11th and Cornhusker Highway. Shouldn't the landscape around your house reflect the architecture as well as the interior? Whether it's new construction or breathing life into an outdated landscape, let the teams at Tailored Landscapes, Tailored Lights, and Tailored Life combine as your local source for outdoor living. Schedule a meeting with one of our designers who listen during our consultations and combine your preferences, plus our experience to give you a timeless, sustainable, photo shoot-worthy landscape. Call us at 402-432-2572. Find us on any social media or at www.tailoredlandscapes.com, because when you find one company, you find the benefit of three.
Wrestling fans, it's time to elevate your game, just like Stevens & Smith Construction does for your concrete needs. As your full-service concrete contractor, we deliver solid results every time. From singles to doubles, fighting for inside position to scrambling reversals, we know how to pin down quality and slam expectations. Stevens & Smith Construction, a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket, where Husker wrestlers bring you all the action. Don't stall. Stevens & Smith Construction is here to help you build a concrete foundation for the win. Check us out at www.stevensandsmith.com, because stalling is a penalty and winning is the only option.
Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380-0432 and turn your dreams into reality. Your land, your legacy, their solution. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty.
Hey there, fellas. It's your girl Jordan with Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Let's talk about trading up. Not what you're thinking. You could never trade her in, but you can trade up her stone if you like. Signify the growth of your love, the challenges you have overcome, or any part of your love journey by trading up her diamond. Whether it's been 5 years, 25 years, or 50, say it with a bling. Big love, big bling. We got you. Until next time, this is Jordan at Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Happy shopping, guys.
This is On the Block with Strick and Austin. Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9-year NBA vet, Eric Strickland.
Strickland for three. And you're going to go out of here as the Big 8 tournament champion.
Middle school basketball coaching legend and Duke basketball shooting coach in his mind, Austin Orman. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Presented by NIPCO. This is On the Block with Strick and Austin.
Welcome in. Hour 2 of On the Block comes your way from 1040 O Street, brought to you by the fantastic people at NEPCO. If you are a mechanic and you're looking for a fresh start, I would have you check out Constructors. They're hiring mechanics as well as laborers, bridge builders, operators, and drivers. You can visit constructorslincoln.com to learn more. Or if you are a CDL driver, have your CDL license, or if you would like to be, you should apply for Ready Mixed Concrete. You could start your career with a $2,500 hiring bonus. NEPCO and Ready Mixed Concrete will also pay for you to get your CDL training. You can visit more information at readymixedconcrete.com or, as always, nebcoinc.com for the general inquiries. I'm Austin Norman. Jay Foreman out for now. He'll be back for old school. Filling in. Rico!
Hello.
Welcome in.
How are you?
Great. Thanks for hopping in. I appreciate it.
Of course.
While you're here, we had the baseball corner with me and Nick.
Uh-huh.
Jay and I did some NFL football.
Uh-huh.
And I do try to cater to the people who are in the studio with me, right? We want to
You're a great man
flex your muscles and show what you know. So let's start with what you know. State of the Knicks. How the Knicks doing as we start off this NBA conversation? Where are you at with the Knickerbockers?
The Knickerbockers are sitting exactly where everybody kind of slated them to be sitting. Not at the top, not at the bottom. Above the middle, right there. I think they're third or fourth right now in the East, sitting pretty, playing really well. A couple of games without Karl Anthony Towns. Jalen Brunson was able to flex his muscle as he was the best player on the Knicks last year. And this year, Karl Anthony Towns comes in and is playing out of his mind. And I am loving every single second of it. I will be the first to admit that I was completely wrong about him. I'm not afraid to say that. So it's a really well-constructed team right now, and they're only going to get better once they add not better than Derek Lively Jr., Mitchell Robinson.
You wish.
Mitchell Robinson back into the
lineup
as a center. And maybe there have been talks of putting Mitchell Robinson at center and moving Cat to power forward and having a very disgusting starting lineup with Josh Hart then coming off of the bench.
That sounds like the counter to Cleveland to me.
It does, and I am all for it. As long as Mitch Robinson is healthy, and if you have a lineup of Jalen Brunson, OG Anunoby, who will probably play the three, Karl Anthony Towns, Mitchell Robinson, I'm feeling good about that.
Right now, the New York Knicks have a positive point differential of plus 5.9, which right now puts them fourth in the entire NBA. It's third in the East. They're behind Cleveland and Boston. They're also, I guess, tied for fifth. Oklahoma City and Memphis are better, but they have the same point differential as the Houston Rockets.
Which Houston, biggest surprise in the NBA?
Probably.
I was not expecting them to be this good this early on.
Yeah,
like they're still
fair.
A very young team. And is it Jalen Green? Josh Green? Which Green?
Jalen Green.
Jalen
Yes.
Green. Is playing out of his mind.
But only every other day.
Only every other day, which is fine.
Well,
Really need
the
him
only
every
other
other day.
option, I think, is Detroit, but Houston succeeding to a higher magnitude, higher level.
Yeah.
So-
Detroit also has like 12 first-round picks on their team.
They do, but that hasn't meant anything before.
That's
so
true. Well, they're fine. They're older now. Cade Cunningham is playing like Oklahoma State Cade Cunningham.
Yes, he is. We were robbed of a Final Four run by Cade Cunningham because Oklahoma State choked in the second round, and they had it all set up for them. And a couple of my Oklahoma State buddies are still in forever.
I would be upset
bitter about that.
I
one.
would be upset.
But that is a story for another time. Thomas and Lincoln. Yes, we get Rico with 4 exclamation points. You are right, Thomas. That's how we feel. And then Cubsker says, Cat only goes off and I don't put him on my parlay.
Stop putting him on your parlay, please.
Never
Stop,
again.
Never
Make
put him
money
on
off someone else.
The next time that Cat has a bad game, I'm coming for you.
That's Cubsker.
I'm coming for you,
One of our
Cubsker.
favorites there during On the Block.
How dare you?
Rico.
Hello.
Can you name the pool of 10 all-star starters?
Yes.
It's announced. Okay, let's go for it. By conference.
Okay. So we'll start in the East. Jalen Brunson, Karl Anthony Towns. First Knicks players to both be starters on an All-Star game in 50 years.
50.
Giannis Antetokounmpo, Donovan Mitchell. Who is the other one?
My boy.
Who is the other one?
You hate him.
I do hate him.
The league's most workmanlike superstar.
Jason Tatum.
Jason Tatum.
He's
Those
so
are your East
he
starters.
is so forgettable.
He is.
Which
It's
is
incredible.
I saw somebody compare him. Who is he most like superstar wise? Not like gameplay, but just like overall style. Tim Duncan.
Fair.
Where it's just
what if I told
he
you there's
puts up
3 players this year with 1,000 points, 500 rebounds, and 200 assists?
Go ahead.
Jokic. Giannis. Jason Tatum.
I believe the first one. I don't believe the second two. I don't believe it. But he just puts in work. He just goes about his business, puts up big numbers, is averaging like over like 4 or 5 assists a game. Scoring buckets when he needs to score buckets, getting some rebounds. He's a big body. It's extremely impressive because nobody talks about him. Like, obviously, he's the best player on the Celtics, and the Celtics are one of the best teams in the entire league. But nobody talks about Jason Tatum. It's very Tim Duncan-esque, where he's fantastic. He's dominant. He's
First
there
team
when you
All-NBA
need him.
guy.
Yeah, he's there when you
Yeah.
need him. But he doesn't do anything. He doesn't do anything outside of play basketball. He goes home. He's with his family. He's with his son. That's it. Boring Jason Tatum, which is fine. I respect it. That's how I'd be if I would play. If I was good enough to play in the NBA, first off, if right now me was good enough to play in the NBA, I would be just.
You would not be here.
It would be annoying. Like I would talk about it all the time. But
you wouldn't have time to talk about it because you'd be too busy playing in the NBA.
Exactly.
So,
but if I'd be like Jason Tatum. I'd play basketball. I'd go home and play video games. That's it. I'd be like a better version of Kyler Murray.
Aha.
I'd be streaming and you'd just be like, look at this guy playing in the NBA. Look at you, super talented. Dude, you're an athlete and you're also good at video games.
Like Rico said, Giannis, Jason Tatum, Spida Mitchell, Jalen Brunson, and Karl Anthony Towns are the East starters. The West starters, Rico.
LeBron James.
21.
All-star.
No one else has hit 20.
Ridiculous. That dude is crazy. At 40 years old.
Just a kid from Akron.
Father Time will never touch him. Kevin Durant, I remember that one. Nikola Jokic, who we had a conversation. I don't know if we'll get into that later, but we need to have that conversation. We need to have a conversation about Nikola Jokic, folks.
You need the guards. You need the guards.
Shea. And Steph, right?
And Steph.
Yeah.
There it is.
I want to say Luka, but it's not Luka.
It is not
Hasn't
Luka.
he been out a lot of games? He's
Luka's
already
missed some time.
out of contention for any postseason awards.
Yes, that is correct.
Ridiculous.
So now that you know the All-Star starters, we're going to go back and forth and draft just from that pool. Who would we have in our starting lineups?
Okay.
And then we will fill out our rosters with 5 other All-Stars. Of course, you get 12 per league. We will just stop at 10. Rico, you are the guest on the show. Of those 10 players, first pick is yours.
I mean, you know who I want to take.
But who are you going to take?
Who should I take? Who will I take?
It's an all-star game. It doesn't count for anything. Just draft the players.
Nikola Jokic.
Taking Jokic? Okay. I am taking the 2024-25 NBA MVP, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I'm taking Shai. Okay, back to you.
Good pick. Good pick. I am going to take...
You got to take one of your boys here. You got to. Don't let him go.
I'm going to take Cat. I'm going big. I'm going big
taking
lineup.
Cat?
I'm going big lineup.
Okay.
Let's do this.
I love it. I'm taking Tatum. I mean,
You take your boy.
Obviously, I take my
your
boy.
boy.
You take
Take your
yours.
boy.
You take your other boy?
I'm taking my other boy, Jalen
Okay,
Brunson,
you
baby.
take Brunson. I will take Giannis.
Mm-hmm.
Giannis is, I mean, if there's an Eastern Conference MVP, it would be Giannis so far, but it's going to come down to Joker and Shai. So the guys that are off the board so far are for Rico, Nikola Jokic, Karl Anthony Towns, and Jalen Brunson. My team is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Jason Tatum, and Giannis, which leaves us 2 players from the East and 2 players from the East.
1 from the East, 3 from the West.
Yes, I can do math. There we go.
Numbers are hard.
We have Spida Mitchell on the East. We have LeBron, KD, and Steph in the West. Rico, back to you.
LeBron James.
Taking LeBron? Okay.
Yep.
I'm going to take Steph because this is a value pick. So now for you, Spida Mitchell or KD?
Should I just go a disgustingly tall lineup, or should I add another guard? I'm going to go with Donovan Mitchell. I'm going to go with Spida.
Ooh, taking Spida?
I'm gonna go with Spida.
Okay, that's what I was hoping you would do.
That would hurt.
That's what I was hoping you would do.
That one's going to hurt me.
You leave me Captain America. Which, let's be honest here, I know you're a Melo guy, but KD officially claimed the Captain America label.
It's
and mantle.
only because Melo retired from international play.
Well, we had the Chris Evans to Anthony Mackie transition there. That's what happened.
We know who this is sacrilege for me to say what I was about to say. Nah.
So is Russell Westbrook Bucky Barnes?
100%.
Is that how this works?
Yeah. Because he's worked with both of them.
Who is the NBA's Ant-Man? Paul Rudd. Like, I get Anthony Edwards is Ant-Man. Is it just that simple?
No, it's not. Somebody who it's got to be somebody who plays small but can also get big. And I don't know who that is.
In terms of personality, I think it's Giannis, honestly, but not in terms of role.
You know what's a weird thing to? I was about to say
the NBA's Iron Man is Mikal Bridges, obviously.
100%. We love Mikal Bridges around here. There's a Mikal Bridges fan club. As weird as it is to say, Victor Wembanyama, because he has guard handles and plays like a guard, but he's 7'15".
Right. That's fair. Okay. The NBA's Black Widow.
Just a straight up killer.
Straight up assassin.
Kyrie Irving.
Okay. The NBA's, let's go Hawkeye next. Who's the NBA's Hawkeye?
Steph Curry.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
The man doesn't miss.
He does not. I'm trying to think
except
of
when I put him in my parlays.
The NBA's Thor.
Giannis.
Lauri Markkanen.
Ooh.
Scandinavia.
No, because he cut his hair.
Scandinavia.
No, he cut his hair because
Scandinavia
he had to go into the military, remember?
Well, yeah.
So he cut his hair. He's not Thor
But
anymore.
we're going for the Scandinavia.
Yeah,
bench.
fine. Whatever.
That's what we're doing.
Could be Nikola Jokic.
Could be. I don't know.
I don't know who he is.
Who's the NBA's Phil Coulson? We're going to play this out as long as we can.
That is Austin Reeves.
Okay, yeah. I like that.
Or Alex Caruso.
Which makes Loki Jimmy Butler.
Yes.
God of Mischief.
100%. That's not even a question.
Is there
he went with the
place?
emo hair. He went with the dreads. Now he's holding out in the middle of the season. Yeah, no, he's the God of Mischief.
And Thompson Lincoln says Rico Thor did cut his hair. That is correct.
Yeah. Oh, no, actually, so that works because he was forced to cut his hair.
Yes.
Laurie was That works. Thank you. That works.
Or was Eddie Curry Thor back in the day? The way he bulked up,
we love Eddie
shall
Curry.
we say.
This is an Eddie Curry fan club.
Cubsker asks, who is the NBA's Deadpool? Ooh.
Just
indestructible.
Just a silly person.
But like goofy, but indestructible. I mean, in terms of the
Josh Hart.
Maybe. Yeah.
Josh Hart.
Maybe. I could see that.
Very goofy. Plays all 48. Doesn't really miss any time.
Right.
Unless he's like seriously hurt.
I don't hate
Deadpool
it.
only misses time when he's seriously hurt because he has to regenerate.
What Marvel character is Chris Paul? Thomas and Lincoln wants to know. He's Nick Fury. He's orchestrating everything. He's absolutely Nick Fury.
Point guard.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Nick Fury.
Are the refs Thanos? No, because Thanos, you could at least argue something.
Adam Silver is Thanos.
They have the same amount of hair.
There you go. With the snap of his
no
fingers.
offense to Duke guy Adam Silver.
With the snap of his fingers, he could end it all.
He could.
He wanted to.
He wouldn't do that though, would he?
I mean, if I had the power, I'd flex a little bit.
You would. You power hungry egomaniac.
I'd flex a little bit.
You power hungry egomaniac.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Okay, we got to draft the rest of our all-star teams here in the next 5 to 8 minutes here. Since I gave you first pick for starters, I think it's only fair that I get first pick for bench guys.
Of course.
It is also my show, my rules today. So
it makes sense to me.
That's how we're doing it.
I would do the same.
I am taking the alien. I am taking Victor Wembanyama for my team.
Son of a
And that's the only reason I wanted to pick first. So
knew it. I
thank
knew
you
it.
for Wemby. Back to you,
banana
Rico.
pudding. Let's go with. I need more guard play
You
because I
do.
have a very tall team. So let's go with Ant-Man Anthony Edwards.
That is the guy that I think a lot of people are saying was
Snubbed?
snubbed from the starting lineup.
With over who? Who would he have
Steph.
gone over?
Steph.
He's not going over Steph.
Ants played more games, more minutes, and the stat lines are pretty similar.
But it's Steph Curry. Although we don't
But we
want
don't
to,
want to give
although
legacy.
we don't want to admit it, and it's not supposed to, that is what it is.
Yeah, I don't like it.
It's
but
not
I
great.
Get it.
It's not great, but also
Steph's been really
so
good.
so the stat lines are similar, as you said. Steph has absolutely nobody else on his team. It is
Yeah.
Steph Curry. That is it.
Which is
Ant-
why they're 9-19 in their last 28 games.
Exactly. Ant has a not so great Julius Randle and Rudy Gobert, who hate each other, by the way. I don't think the Minnesota Timberwolves thought about that before they made that trade. They do not like each other.
No.
But at least he has those two, and he had the big Ragu until he got hurt. So he has decent pieces, but Steph Curry's by himself on an island, and people are like, let's send a triple team at him. And he's like, hey, somebody else score. And they're
Hey,
like,
buddy, hit a shot.
I don't want to.
Yeah. How about Quentin Post, though? 5 made threes last night.
Hey,
Where did Quentin Post go to college?
couldn't tell you.
Boston College.
I definitely wasn't going to get that one.
My second,
People from Boston College go pro?
it was him and Olivier Hanlon.
Oh, yeah, you brought that up.
And the other Matt Ryan.
Didn't one of the guys had the freshman scoring record in the ACC?
Yeah, that's Hanlon.
There you go.
That's what I'm saying. My second bench pick is the other reason I wanted to go first here. You mentioned him, Cade Cunningham. He is here. He is real. He is spectacular. Detroit puts a functional team around him. And hey, look at this. The 6'6" point forward is playing some dang good basketball. Like, the Pistons might fade into the play-in right now. They're 6th in the East, I believe, is what they are.
Yeah.
They're 23-21, so they're a game up on the Orlando Magic. I could see Detroit falling back to the pack, but I don't think it's Cade's fault. I don't think Cade regresses. I think he is real, legitimate, and spectacular. So I got Cade Cunningham for the second of my 5 bench guys.
I am going to go with another post player because apparently
Louise, man.
I love size. Domantas Sabonis.
I
Leading
like
the
that
league in
for you.
rebounds.
Again.
Once again.
That's a good one. I got some guards on my team already, but I don't think we are properly appreciating Trae Young leading the league in assists by like 80 at this point, and also has 190 more potential assists than anyone in the league for an incredibly mid Atlanta team that should be better. But Trae Young's individual contributions, like, we slept on Trae Young. And I'm not just saying that to be a jerk and bring that up to you.
I hate Trae Young and I refuse to acknowledge any of his accomplishments.
But Trae Young has been very good this season for Atlanta. Even if the shooting isn't necessarily there like it was in college, he's a good enough shooter, and he's still the primary offensive engine at 5'11" for an NBA team. Or is he 6'1"? I don't know if they list him at, but he's not big.
He's 5'9".
Right. So I think Trae Young is a very worthy all-star selection. He's my third bench piece.
I think, although I don't believe that he should have gotten a starter selection, I wouldn't have been completely mad if he would have gotten it, although I'm extremely happy that my guy got it. LaMelo Ball. Putting up disgusting numbers for a Charlotte team that is trying to find their way out of the bottom of the East. They have enough pieces and a good enough lineup to do so, but there's just something holding them back. LaMelo Ball is not that thing. Great scorer, as he's always been, but he's doing a much better job at distributing the ball to his teammates, who are doing a much better job of making shots to give him more assists.
LaMelo Ball is a product of Mark Williams. That is my take on the matter. No, LaMelo is incredible. Shooting those one-legged threes, and they're actually legitimate.
He's
been off the charts, man.
He has the most one-legged threes taken in the NBA by a wide margin. I showed you the stat, didn't know it was the stat. Somebody put it together. He, at the time, this was last week sometime, had 79 one-legged threes attempted. The next closest was like 23.
And the fact that there are 23 one-legged threes.
I'm like, why are people, first off, why is this a stat? Second, why are you shooting so many? Ridiculous.
There is that. I got 2 spots left on my bench. I'm going to go back to the front court for this one. And a guy that doesn't have the eyeballs, the attention put on him maybe like he did last year, and especially not because his partner in crime is kind of committing crimes against basketball this year. Pascal Siakam has had one of the most efficient seasons of his career. Despite Tyrese Halliburton's struggles, Siakam has been money. He has been nails, and he's one of those guys that if Indiana was repeating last year's success and last year's run, we'd be talking a lot more about him, but he's great in the post. He's cut down a little bit on the perimeter stuff, but his efficiency is kind of in line. And again, he's kind of keeping them afloat while Halliburton works through the rest of the league, catching up to him, adjusting to him in the way he played last year. Siakam was that big piece that fit really well. It's not his team, it's Halliburton's team and Halliburton's franchise, but Siakam's been the best player on that team this year.
Pascal Siakam is one of those guys that came out of that Toronto team that was very unheralded, and probably after Indiana traded for him, it wasn't as big of a splash as it probably should have been.
Yeah.
Where he's just a guy who, again, is just very workman. He goes to work, he does his thing, he's very good at doing it. But people just don't. He doesn't get the name recognition that he probably should get, and doesn't get enough recognition that he should get from the basketball fans from Indiana specifically. But Pascal Siakam is a dude for the Pacers, and they would be in a whole heap of trouble if he wasn't playing the way he is.
Well, they're already in a whole heap of trouble. They are 5th in the East, but that's a big step back. Just the way they play, not nearly as inspiring. Negative point differential. It's basically break even at this point. But 2 spots left. I'll give you 2 picks in a row here to finish this out, Rico.
All right, I need guards because I don't have enough.
Guard!
Guard!
Escort this man out.
So I'm going to take 2.
Okay.
I'm a big Eastern Conference guy, if you couldn't tell. Gonna take one of my mortal enemies, Tyrese Maxey.
Yep.
Great
Like
scorer,
that for you.
great point guard. Really kind of came out of, I don't want to say came out of nowhere, but at the same time with a Philadelphia team a few years ago that had a bunch of stars on it. Tyrese Maxey was kind of that forgotten. He was kind of in a Rajon Rondo role where it's like he's very important, but he's not a big 3 member. Then he forced his way into it, and now he is the straw that stirs the drink with Joel Embiid out and Paul George playing like something.
Like worse than Tobias Harris.
Yeah, worse
and with
than
Jared McCain out. Don't forget Jared McCain.
Exactly. Jared
Who
McCain,
saved TikTok.
rookie. Shout out to
Which,
TikTok
yikes,
star Jared McCain. He's fantastic, and we love him, I guess.
I do.
And then
Big Jared McCain guy.
Yeah, you are a big Jared McCain. My other one of the best stealers in the league, one of the fastest players in the league.
DAA Ron?
DAA Ron.
I knew it.
I love the Kings. I have no reason to love the Kings aside from the fact that purple is my favorite color. Give me De'Aaron Fox, who...
The fact that Samuel L. Jackson hasn't been spotted as Mace Windu at a Kings game is a massive oversight on that franchise's part.
That is a great point. Well, hold on. Does he have an NBA? Does he have an NBA team? Does he have a favorite NBA team?
I don't know. I feel like that's a guy that you see like in Los Angeles and New York, but come on. If you light a big purple beam after every win,
if purple's his favorite color. That's the only reason that they chose. There were no purple lightsabers, but when he wanted to roll in Star Wars, and he told him, he said, "Purple's my favorite color. I want a purple lightsaber." They're like, "There are no purple lightsabers." He goes, "I don't care. I want one." And they're like, "All right, well, here you go."
I'm just saying we need a Samuel L. Jackson Mace Windu promotional night for the Sacramento Kings. So
I need to find out.
I'll take 5%.
I need to find out where
he's 5%
from, and then we might be able to.
Okay. Well, you do that.
He was
we got it.
Born in DC.
He's not a Wizards fan.
He's not a Wizards fan. And
Hope not.
It's not going to tell me where he lives, but he was born in DC. He's 76 years old.
Dang.
Born in 1948.
That's kind of crazy to think about. Wow.
Samuel, what's the L stand for?
Lamont.
Leroy
Jackson. Okay, so I have one pick left here to round out my all-star roster.
Okay.
I'll give you the other guys that I wrote down. Not in any particular order, just kind of the order I thought of them in here. Anthony Davis, doing some really good work for the Lakers. He's been healthy, kind of keeping them afloat. Devin Booker has been pretty good alongside KD. Maybe not career best, but he's still solid. Darius Garland hasn't been as good as Spida Mitchell, but might be as important, as vital to the Cavs. Alperen Şengün. You mentioned Houston as a surprise team. They don't really have another guy you would really consider for All-Star because of how deep they are. Şengün's probably been their best player, even if his offensive numbers have slid backwards a little bit. Jaylen Brown, second best player on the second best team in the East, deserves some consideration. Evan Mobley, again, big part of, he's kind of coming into himself for Cleveland.
All my homies hate Evan Mobley.
All-Star. Jalen Johnson, my boy from Atlanta, would be my pick. He
Your
is
boy.
a baller, and he has been a matchup nightmare for Atlanta. They're like 7 points better with him on the court than they are off of it, and they just crater when he's off the floor. Kyrie Irving, like you said, keeping the Mavs afloat.
Thought about it.
Norm Powell has really taken over with Kawhi being out a lot in Los Angeles and has helped keep a lot of those offensive units afloat for them. I mean, he's shooting like 40% from three on like 11 attempts per game. Like, he's doing Steph Curry stuff.
Norm Powell, former Trailblazer.
Norm Powell's bounced around a little bit.
I remember where he was his best at.
The other two guys for me would be Jaren Jackson Jr. and Jalen Williams.
I have Jaren Jackson Jr. on my list, but I didn't take him because I have too many bigs.
When I look at my team and what it needs, again, this is where it's tricky because it's not necessarily building a team versus all-star credibility. It's two different things here. If I'm building the team, I probably want another wing because right now I really just have Tatum. So I would go with Jaylen Brown or with Jalen Johnson. But it's so weird to me to have Houston be the second best team in the league and have no recognition.
And have absolutely no Rockets.
So I probably have to go with Şengün just because of how important he is to the team. I would probably, for the last three spots, say it would be Şengün, Garland, but I would need another wing. But Şengün, Garland, and Jaren Jackson Jr.
I don't hate that.
So
I don't hate that at all. I do Şengün, forgotten. One of those higher picks that
that's why we do this, so people stop forgetting.
Yeah, you can't forget about Şengün. People forget about him, and you need to give him him and the Houston Rockets, who people are not talking about enough, some love.
I'm with it. Let's go to break. Should the San Antonio Spurs trade for Steph Curry? Should the Warriors trade him away? We'll get into that and more when we get back to On the Block.
Download our app by searching for 93.7 The Ticket in your app store to stay in touch and listen all day wherever you are. More of On the Block next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Landmark Implement, your John Deere dealer, invites you to their annual sprayer clinic at the Buffalo County Fairgrounds in Kearney on February 5th and 6th. This hands-on event offers expert training on John Deere and Hagie sprayers, covering topics such as machine maintenance, spray tip selection, and exact apply technology. New this year, classes on autonomy preparation, see and spray, and variable rate operation. Don't miss this opportunity, February 5th and 6th in Kearney. Learn more at landmarkimp.com/events.
Hey everyone, Lance here with Black Label. We specialize in creating custom crafted decks, pergolas, patio covers, and more. Plus, our retractable screens, gazebos, and patio enclosures create the ultimate outdoor retreat. With over 50 years of combined experience, we're not just builders, we're creators of unforgettable memories.
Call them today at 402-730-6333 or visit blacklabelbuilt.com for a free consultation.
Let's turn your backyard dreams into reality.
Black Label Built, built to serve, built to last. Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next big opportunity? Constructors is hiring. We're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. We offer competitive wages, great benefits, brand new service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for our shop and multiple field technicians. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at constructorslincoln.com.
Husker fans, this season, Nebraska is celebrating 50 years of Husker women's basketball, and they need you to help celebrate. You've shown up for women's hoops from the start and continue to prove that Nebraska fans really are the best in the nation. On Sunday, January 26th, the Huskers face Big Ten opponent Ohio State, and they're calling on all Husker fans to help pack PBA so they can celebrate 50 years of Husker women's hoops together. Get your tickets now and be a part of this historic season. For event and ticket information, go to huskers.com/tickets. Garage doors can break down or quit working at the worst times. At Doors Plus, they understand that a broken garage sometimes means repair and not replace. Sometimes, all you need to make your door like new again is a few bolts, realignment, or even a new balance. Trust the pros at Doors Plus to handle your garage door repair the right way so you can get on with your busy schedule. Visit them online at doorsplusllc.com or give them a call at 402-590-5800.
Advanced Medical Imaging is the largest radiology group in Nebraska, located in Lincoln at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard. At Advanced Medical Imaging, they utilize state-of-the-art technology and blend it together with their compassionate, skilled team to guide you through every step. Whether it's an MRI, CT scan, or X-ray, their precise diagnostics help your doctor deliver the best care plan for you. Choose clarity and comfort in your life by choosing Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard and online at amimaging.com.
Go Hog Wild Pit Barbecue. It's $5.99 barbecue time. Hurry to Hog Wild for a complete barbecue meal that's only $5.99. Get a one-meat sandwich loaded with our award-winning barbecue, plus your choice of a classic side and drink for just $5.99. Upgrade your sandwich to beef brisket for just $1 more. Join us for lunch or dinner in Lincoln at 3210 Cornhusker Highway. Order online at GoHogWild.com. But don't be late, we close at 8.
At Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical, we're ready, reliable, and recommended. Water heater acting up or your sump pump on the fritz? Call Action. Summer's around the corner. Is your AC working? Are you sure? Call Action. Electrical problems? I'm telling you, call Action. Call Action for a free same-day estimate or trusted second opinion. You heard that right, a free same-day estimate. 402-423-6960. ActionLincoln.com.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Well, he's not an all-star starter, but he's arguably a top 10 player in the league right now. That's Victor Wembanyama. Should the San Antonio Spurs go all in while Wemby is on his rookie scale deal? Austin Norman, Rico here to talk you through that, give you our thoughts on it. Rico, I saw this article from Yahoo Sports, and I thought the premise was fascinating because let's not forget, the Spurs went out and picked up Chris Paul in the offseason to pair with Victor Wembanyama after the Jeremy Sohan point guard experiment went completely off the rails last year, which we all kind of saw coming. But Chris Paul, point guard, top 5 point guard of all time by a lot of statistical measures in terms of impact. I mean, he's going to go down more than likely without a ring, not for lack of trying.
I say he's made attempts.
he's gotten close. The closest he got was with the Suns his couple years down there. Falls short. Those Lob City teams didn't quite get there.
They're so fun.
They were. Never forget, it was the Chris Paul hit that buzzer beater over Tim Duncan in Game 7 in the I think that was just the first round. I think that was a 3-6 or something.
I do forget that.
Maybe that was the second round. I forget. But either way, it was a tough bank shot. I remember watching that live at my parents' house. But this article from, I believe it's Tom Haberstroh of Yahoo Sports. He put this one together. He sees a match for the Golden State Warriors and the San Antonio Spurs to get Steph Curry out of the Bay to the Alamo Dome. Not anymore, of course, obviously, but we can still call it the Alamo Dome.
We're going to keep calling it that.
It's a great arena. Drove past it a couple times in San Ann. But the trade framework essentially would be Stephon Castle, Keldon Johnson, and Harrison Barnes for Steph Curry.
Return to the Bay for Harrison.
Return to the Bay for Harrison. If you're the Spurs, do you do that deal? If you're the Warriors, do you do that deal?
Well, the way that Tom Haberstroh works it out is, and if you guys look, I feel like you guys need to go out there and read this. It's off of Yahoo Sports, the rookie scale.
I'll tweet it
hack.
out from the On the Block Twitter account.
Yeah, the rookie scale hack, why the Spurs should get Steph Curry. It's Tom Haberstroh on Yahoo Sports. You guys should definitely check this thing out. It works, and if I'm the Spurs, I do everything in my power to do it because of the way that the contracts are laid out for Victor Wembanyama and for Steph Curry. Both of their contracts where Steph Curry is getting paid a boatload of money, which he 100% deserves, and Victor Wembanyama for being, as you said, maybe not an all-star starter, but one of the top players in the league, especially one of the best, if not the best, current shot blocker in the league. he's still on his rookie deal for the next 2 years. Steph Curry has a few years left on his deal, which is paying him a boatload of money. The way that it works out is you have one of these guys who, yes, he's a generational talent, but I don't know if anybody thought that immediately in his first year and now in his second year that he would be as dominant as he is at that big man position, considering how slight his build is. Despite how tall he is, how slight his build is, it doesn't matter. He's still in the post going at it with these other bigger dudes. So to have a Steph Curry and a Victor Wembanyama on the same team, and the gravity of a Steph Curry three-pointer and, the gravity of a Victor Wembanyama three-pointer, along with him being in the post to kind of help defend and help out Steph Curry defensively, who, although gets a lot of steals, we've talked about this before, great at jumping, anticipating passing lanes and getting in there and tipping basketballs and stealing them, doing whatever. Not the greatest one-on-one defender. Well, if you got a Victor Wembanyama in the post, a lot of people are going to be scared of that. Not John Morant, but a lot of people are going to be scared of that. So that's going to help out there. If I'm the Spurs, if I can make it work with just giving away those three pieces, going all in for the next, 3 years?
Yeah.
For a championship, just one more championship, I'm doing that, because by the end of Steph Curry's contract, by the end of Victor Wembanyama's rookie contract, you're going to give the bank, one of the banks in San Antonio, to Victor Wembanyama. It's just his. He lives there now. He lives in the safe. All of that money is his. Steph Curry, as long as it goes well, even if it doesn't go well, you're going to let him walk. Maybe he retires. I don't know. But you're not going to have to really worry about paying him after that. All your money's going to go to Victor Wembanyama. But within that frame, within that 3-year time limit, you're barely paying Victor anything. You'll be paying Steph all of that. And with those two together, you're going to have people who want to go to San Antonio, despite what Charles Barkley says.
The ladies in their churros, Rico.
Hey,
the ladies in their
I've never
churros.
been to San Antonio, but it looks like a wonderful place.
It's fine. It's nice.
Churros are delicious.
Had a near traumatic experience on the Riverwalk. I will tell you that much. It would have been nice. I'll tell you that story for.
No, if I'm from the Spurs, I'm doing this trade again. If Golden State accepts it, I'm doing this trade easily.
But is that enough for Golden State to feel like that's enough of a foundation to rebuild?
That's the
Keldon
thing.
Johnson's a swing guy. He's okay, a spot starter, but not a championship caliber guy. He hasn't proven that yet. Not a consistent three-point shooter either, even at this stage in his career. Stephon Castle's a guy that the Spurs drafted to learn from Chris Paul, to learn to run the show. That's a big athletic guy that I wouldn't love to give up. Harrison Barnes has been good for the Spurs too, right? Is he an elite NBA player? Probably never has been, but he fits what they need there. There's a lot of low usage guys in that starting lineup around Victor Wembanyama. And the starting lineup for the Spurs hasn't been the problem.
No,
it's been the bench. So I think the Spurs would be the ones that'd be more likely to make a trade like that to consolidate some more depth and bench pieces, at least for now, to figure out what works around Wemby and what doesn't. And then the big question for San Antonio, how often can you get away with playing Paul and Curry together?
Not at all.
Because it didn't necessarily work in Golden State, which is why Paul shifted to coming off the bench and running some of those second units there. And I know Victor Wembanyama is the best mistake eraser in the game right now, at least on an individual level. Those are two small guards. And those are two old guards.
Yes.
One of them gets banged up. One of them gets hurt. You're back to square one, and maybe even you're at square -1 or -2 with some of the pieces that you lost. I totally get the theory of what San Antonio is going for, right? Go all in, get a star to pair with Victor Wembanyama. I don't know if Steph Curry's the one. I would almost, I'm not willing to do this.
Careful.
I think Jimmy Butler's a better roster fit than Steph Curry, even if Steph Curry is the better player.
So, okay, but how much are you going to have to give up for Jimmy Butler? And then you're going to have to pay Jimmy, because that's what he's looking for right now, which is why he's holding out in Miami.
Right.
What all are you going to have to give up for Jimmy? And is he going to stick around with you for however long his contract is for the rest of this contract? And then if you want to sign him again, how much more are you going to have to pay him? Because I'm looking at the Steph Curry one as, if you trade for him now, it's not for this season. Obviously, the Spurs are really not in a position, barring some massive, crazy turnaround, are not in a position to get themselves into the playoffs and make any.
Well, they're
kind
just
of
a game
deep
out.
run.
Them and the Warriors are about a game out of the play-in right now.
They're not
in a
gonna
really tight Western Conference.
They're not
So
gonna make it.
very slim margin for error.
It's a very strong Western Conference, and San Antonio has if Chris Paul, who has a history of being injured, has to miss any extended period of time, they're done. But
that's disrespectful to Trey Jones, but okay, whatever.
They're done.
Excuse
Especially
you.
with Trey
Excuse
Jones.
you.
Especially with Trey Jones.
Excuse you.
They might be worse.
I can understand your Derek Lively erasure because you're a Mitchell Robinson guy, but I will not stand for Trey Jones erasure.
He ain't.
I will not.
He ain't that good. It's fine.
He's not his brother. Like
he is
Trey,
not his,
Tyus is a little better.
Yeah,
right
he is
now,
not
but
his brother. But
big Tyus Jones guy over here.
But if you end up making the trade for Steph Curry, it's for year 2, final year of expiring contract, final year of rookie contract for Victor Wembanyama because of the it's kind of a hope and pray situation where you have a Steph and a Victor, and you'll hope that some really good bench players, some really good players that can slot into spots where you need them will look at those two and say, that's a really good chance to win an NBA championship. I'm going to go to San Antonio for less money than this place wants to pay me.
To play with Steph, to play with Wemby.
Because I'll play with Steph, because I'll play with Wemby. It's kind of a sit and pray if you make that trade, that'll happen and people will want to come to San Antonio and play with you. But it's a very risky trade because, like you said, that bench for San Antonio is really the issue. But if you can get Steph Curry, I mean, it's hard to say no to that. My issue is I don't think there's any way that Golden State goes for that.
I don't either, because think about the other teams that he mentioned in this article. They got a lot back to help kickstart their next era. I don't see any one of these guys outside of maybe Castle helping kickstart that era, right?
Yeah.
And the Warriors don't want to go down in the tank again like they were when they got Steph and when they got Clay. This is an organization with the checkered past, the sketchy past. I don't think they want to go down that road again, even if it would be better for them to blow it up and tank. Steph wants to stay in the Bay. Draymond, has obviously looked around back in his time. I respect the commitment to the bit, but either the Warriors have to go all in or they got to go all out, pick a lane. This 2 timelines thing they tried to do has not worked.
Not a great look. And especially with the trade proposal of those 3 players. And then, it's a ton of first round picks, a couple from other teams, but those San Antonio picks, if it works out, going to be late first round. What are you going to do with that?
Right.
Like, yeah, you got lucky, you got Draymond in the second round, but really, if you're the Warriors and you end up trading Steph Curry away, you're looking for early. You're going to have your first round pick because you're going to be garbage. But you'll get the Spurs pick, so you'll have the first pick in the draft, and if everything works well for San Antonio, the last pick in the first round. So it wouldn't really. Yes, it's a first round pick. It's enticing. It sounds great in the moment, but it wouldn't behoove them to trade Steph away to get late first round picks, regardless of how bad they are, even with Steph Curry. Yes, you probably want to do right by him, but is San Antonio the right spot for him?
What needs to happen for San Antonio will never happen. Like, this isn't even like a dream scenario. This is just like fever dream sort of thing right here.
Love fever dreams.
Okay, hear me out. Again, knowing full well this is not going to happen, would never happen. Spurs execute that trade for Steph Curry, shut Steph down, shut Wemby down.
Stop. No.
And get Cooper Flag. It's that kind of player that San Antonio needs. A wing. They need a wing.
First off, you know exactly what would happen, right?
I would also accept Dylan Harper in San Antonio. That would also be very fun.
You know exactly what would happen, right? They would shut those 2 down. They would tank. And then they would get like the 8th pick. The NBA gods would not appreciate that.
You know how many times the Spurs have won the lottery,
No,
right?
I know. The NBA, but they only win the lottery for generational bigs.
Like I said, Cooper Flag.
Cooper Flag is not a generational big. He's a generational athlete.
He's a wing. You're right. Let's go to break. We'll be right back to wrap up On the Block with our crossover right after this.
Follow Austin Strick and On the Block on Twitter at Austin Orman, eStrick20, and On the Block 93.7. More of On the Block coming up.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next big opportunity? Constructors is hiring. We're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. We offer competitive wages, great benefits, brand new service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for our shop and multiple field technicians. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at constructorslincoln.com.
State journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380-0432 and turn your dreams into reality. Your land, your legacy, their solutions. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Shouldn't the landscape around your house reflect the architecture as well as the interior? Whether it's new construction or breathing life into an outdated landscape, let the teams at Tailored Landscapes, Tailored Lights, and Tailored Life combine as your local source for outdoor living. Schedule a meeting with one of our designers who listen during our consultations and combine your preferences, plus our experience to give you a timeless, sustainable, photo shoot-worthy landscape. Call us at 402-432-2572. Find us on any social media or at www.tailoredlandscapes.com, because when you find one company, you find the benefit of three.
Garage doors can break down or quit working at the worst times. At Doors Plus, they understand that a broken garage sometimes means repair and not replace. Sometimes, all you need to make your door like new again is a few bolts, realignment, or even a new balance. Trust the pros at Doors Plus to handle your garage door repair the right way so you can get on with your busy schedule. Visit them online at doorsplusllc.com or give them a call at 402-590-5800.
At Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical, we're ready, reliable, and recommended. Water heater acting up or your sump pump on the fritz? Call Action. Summer's around the corner. Is your AC working? Are you sure? Call Action. Electrical problems? I'm telling you, call Action. Call Action for a free same-day estimate or a trusted second opinion. You heard that right, a free same-day estimate. 402-423-6960. ActionLincoln.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Coppell Chevrolet GMC, and we wanted to give a special shout out to all of our great customers, thanking you all for a record-setting year in 2024. Now let's get the new year rolling with some big savings. Right now at Coppell, we have some of the biggest discounts in the area with over $12,000 off list price or 0% APR on select new models. So stop on in the dealership or hit us up online at CoppellCars.com to get true low country overhead in action. $12,000 off list or 0% APR right now at Coppell. So please stop on in or visit us at CoppellCars.com. You'll be glad you did.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just the professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at PAHLincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier furry friends.
Hey everyone, Lance here with Black Label. We specialize in creating custom crafted decks, pergolas, patio covers, and more. Plus, our retractable screens, gazebos, and patio enclosures create the ultimate outdoor retreat. With over 50 years of combined experience, we're not just builders, we're creators of unforgettable memories.
Call them today at 402-730-6333 or visit blacklabelbuilt.com for a free consultation.
Let's turn your backyard dreams into reality.
Black Label Built, built to serve, built to last.
Go Hog Wild Pit Barbecue. It's $5.99 barbecue time. Hurry to Hog Wild for a complete barbecue meal that's only $5.99. Get a one-meat sandwich loaded with our award-winning barbecue, plus your choice of a classic side and drink for just $5.99. Upgrade your sandwich to beef brisket for just $1 more. Join us for lunch or dinner in Lincoln at 3210 Cornhusker Highway. Order online at GoHogWild.com.
But don't be late, we close at 8. Hey Stars fans, I'm Matthew Malta, captain of your Lincoln Stars. Join us Saturday, January 25th, when we host the Omaha Lancers for Rivalry Night at the Icebox. Be here to rock the box and cheer us on. The boys need your support to keep giving us the best home ice advantage in the USHL. Purchase your tickets now for January 25th versus Omaha at LincolnStars.com.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Wrapping up on the block here on a Friday. Thanks to everyone who's chimed in and tuned into the show here today at 402-464-5685. Dave Foreman on his way back in. He'll be in momentarily. This is the crossover with Old School, sponsored by League One Volleyball. Omaha has its first home match tonight. January 24th, Liberty First Credit Union Arena in Ralston. Not sure if there are tickets available, but for any forthcoming matches, you can go to lovb.com and see a quintet of former Huskers in action.
Quintet. That's a good one.
Thank you.
Good word choice.
I pulled that out at the last second.
That was nice.
You
couldn't tell. I thought you had that in the bag.
I haven't used that one yet.
That was in the holster.
That read. It was there.
Cha-cha. Quick draw.
That's what it was. Rico.
Hello.
You're going.
I am.
What are you looking forward to? What do you expect to see?
I'm looking forward to my first live viewing of Love Volleyball. I've seen it on an iPad, on a laptop, and on a TV. So I've seen it in a lot of different areas, but this will be the first time I see it up close in person with my own 2 eyeballs, or 4 if you want to make fun of me because I wear glasses. I'm extremely excited to see. Really, this will be the first time I see Jordan Larson live in person playing volleyball. Like, I've never seen her doing it.
Is that going to be a religious experience for you?
Potentially. Like, I've just gotten into volleyball over the last 4 or 5 years. I've heard about this Jordan Larson person. How good she is at volleyball, I don't know. But it'll be my first time seeing her live and in person, so that's extremely exciting. First time seeing Justine live and in person. And before you come after me, I didn't come to Lincoln all that much growing up for any sporting event. Really, I went to my first actual Nebraska football game when I was in college. When
Typical
my wife,
Eastern Nebraska guy.
When my wife
completely
brought me
over
down
Central Nebraska to go straight to Western Nebraska.
I was just like, shut up. I always forget that you do that. So I didn't come to Lincoln a lot for a lot of things. So never got to see Justine play either. So it's going to be extremely exciting to see them, and then just love Omaha and love Madison battle it out in Liberty First Credit Union Arena. And it's another professional volleyball league here in the state of Nebraska. So I'm extremely excited to see that and see what the crowd is like. I believe it's probably 5,000 plus seats in Ralston Arena. I'm sure it's going to be completely packed.
It better be. I would be pretty surprised if it's not. Let's go ahead and pause 10 quick seconds for station identification here at 93.7 The Ticket.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Elsewhere in sports, Rico, we didn't have a whole lot of discussion on this, but there was an 11-year-old who pulled the one-of-one Paul Skeens autograph jersey card.
We didn't try you and Nick said we were going to try and get it. We didn't try very hard.
I'm glad we didn't waste our money.
But obviously we wouldn't have gotten it.
No.
You're California.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
That box never saw Lincoln, Nebraska.
Not at all.
But the card, again, it's a jersey patch from his debut, and it's autographed for a guy that had an incredible rookie season getting the call in the middle of the year. The Pirates offered him a meet and greet with Paul Skeens, season tickets behind home plate for the next 30 years, a softball game for 30 people at PNC Park, 2 autographed jerseys, and even some more on top of that. Well, just today, kid says, nope, I'm good, but isn't keeping the card.
Ridiculous.
He's sending it straight to auction. I don't know if I would do. Well, what would you do if you were the kid? You pull the card, you have that offer from the Pirates on the table. Well, you told me, but you didn't tell the people. Tell the people what would you do?
I told you what I would do. I would have seen their offer, and I would have said, I want to add 3 things to this. I want to add 3 things. Okay? You can have the card, right? I want a baseball signed by Mr. Skeens, Senor Skeens. I want a bat. He doesn't swing the bat. I don't care.
He used to.
Want a bat signed by Senor
Andrew McCutchen.
Skeens. I do, and Andrew McCutchen. I love Andrew McCutchen. And I want a picture with Senor Skeens and Mademoiselle Dunn, signed by both of them, including all of the stuff that you have for me. I want those other 3 things. Then it'll be good.
Then the card's yours?
Then they can have the card.
I'm going to be fascinated to see how much this gets auctioned for.
Although, okay, I'm going to add another thing in there.
Yeah.
Take the 2 signed jerseys away.
I would want 1 signed jersey.
I want 1 game-worn signed jersey.
Mm-hmm.
Just 1. Game-worn, signed. Doesn't have to be from his rookie year. It could be from sometime this year, just after a game.
Give me the opening. There's no way he's not starting opening day.
He's the ace.
Barring incident.
He's the ace.
Give me his opening day jersey.
There you
Signed.
go.
I still don't know if I do it, though.
That'd be tough. I say that, but
Like-
that'd be tough.
Even if I'm a Pirates fan, I pull this card.
I saw somebody.
know?
I saw somebody put the numbers together for how much they're selling season tickets for this year, and they put it together for 30 years, and they said that those 30 years of season tickets still would not be what this card is being appraised for also the fact that it's 10 out of 10.
Yeah, gem mint,
And I'm like,
pristine 10.
Oh, so no, don't take the deal, kid.
That's just such a risk, right? Because you can capitalize while it's hot now.
Mhm.
And I totally would get the temptation to do that, whether it's with the Pirates offer or by taking it to auction. Sorry.
Mhm.
But man, there is a legitimate chance that in 5 years, Paul Skeens is still this good and even better.
But that's the
You
chance.
know, and
That's a risk. That's a risk.
It's a risk.
It's a risk because, like,
But
we were
could
talking
you
about it off
double
the
the
air.
value of the card?
You easily
in 5
could.
years?
You easily
But
could.
you could also have it.
There's the risk where he had that amazing rookie year, and then he just turns out to be a solid pitcher for the next 5 years. Not amazing, not great, not, oh my gosh, this guy is a year after year all-star and one of the best pitchers in the game, blah, 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 all that stuff. Just, good. He's an ace on a Pirates team, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that would diminish the card slightly, or he could continue on this pace and it could just blow up and that card will be worth more than anybody could ever expect ever for a baseball card, 1-of-1 rookie signed patch, whatever. So it's extremely risky. I don't know if I'd send it to auction right away though. I don't think I would have taken the deal. I don't think I would have sent it to auction. I would have held on to it for at least another year, at the very least. After his second year, then we'd have a conversation about, like, okay, maybe we should.
It's probably about time. I mean, is it going to be life-changing money? I don't know.
Also,
like,
how much?
What is life-changing money to an 11-year-old? Like,
yeah, so
$50 is life-changing money to an 11-year-old.
You're not wrong.
You know?
Well, not in California, it's not.
Well,
so didn't even think about this until I just saw it from Gorilla Bear, and you just said it. He's 11. He's not making these decisions. Can we talk about that? For his mom or dad are making these decisions. The 11-year-old's not making this decision.
But I wonder how much input he has.
He should have all of it. It's his.
I don't know if he should have all of it, because that's kind of the role of a parent, is like,
if he bought it with his money that he earned from chores or whatever, it's all his.
Well, I saw rumors that
obviously
he had like a diary entry and it was a Christmas present. That it was from a hobby box.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's true or not.
If that's true, then parents have more of this. But like, if he
bought
it with his
for Christmas,
if he bought it with his chore money, he should have most of the input. Obviously, the parents have to be involved because he's 11. But I feel like it's one of these things where, as a parent, you're like, okay, you kind of have to explain to him. And I don't know, never been in this situation. Don't think I'll ever be in this situation to explain to an 11-year-old, okay, this is worth a crap ton of money right now.
Sell it, put it in a Roth IRA. You're good at 60
right now. But if you give it to them, they'll give you all of this that isn't worth as much, but it's a lot more stuff. Plus, you can go to a lot of Pirates games, but you got to fly there from California. I just saw somebody plane tickets. You got to fly there from California.
Right.
That's tough.
Yeah. You're not moving to Pittsburgh. You can't make me.
That's not happening.
You can't make me.
But also, if you keep it, it could be worth more later on down the line.
Right. Yeah. How do you explain that to an 11-year-old?
Because
who was it here? Bubba says the card will never be worth more than it is right now in the current state of the market and the popularity. There's a bigger chance that he's a nobody in 5 years. But I think Cole M brings up the direction I wanted to go with this. What if Skeens has Garrett Cole's career? How much would the card be worth? Let's look up a Garrett Cole rookie card right now. What do you think?
Not a clue. I don't even know how much the Skeens one is actually going for. Garrett Cole rookie card, pre-owned on eBay.
And of course, it's not going to be the same without the jersey patch and the autograph. No. The highest level ones I'm seeing are a few $100 all the way down to $10.
Yeah.
And like that would suck. If you had this card, you sat on it. And not like Garrett Cole's had a bad career. Not good enough to carry the Yankees to the World Series necessarily, but you're just going to let that one slide.
Shut up. I'm not going to pay attention to you.
But obviously, I mean, he had that really good run with Houston as well. I mean, can Paul Skeens be better than Garrett Cole?
So how much is the Skeens card worth?
That's just the thing. Like,
so I just see somebody the perfect grade by PSA could bring the card's value as high as $1 million, according to the Athletics' Larry Holder. This is 2 hours ago on Bleacher Report.
Believer, money concepts escape kids. Yes. Shout out to our friends at Union Bank and our friends at Junior Achievement. Financial literacy matters, kids.
There you go.
But okay, so Garrett Cole right now has only won one Cy Young, has not won an MVP. He's led the league in strikeouts per 9 twice, led the league in strikeouts twice, led the league in ERA plus twice, best FIP in the league once, led the league in WHIP once, gone over 200 innings 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times in his career. Only finished 11th in MVP voting 2 seasons ago, despite winning the Cy Young. That seems a little low for a guy that led all pitchers in baseball in WAR with a 2.6 ERA and 2 shutouts and 2 complete games. But I don't want to say right now that it's a slam dunk that Paul Skeens is better than Garrett Cole, because if he has Garrett Cole's career by any modern sense of a starting pitcher, that's an incredible career.
Yeah.
And I think Bubba does bring up, like, pitchers aren't worthless, right? Pitchers are not going the way of running backs over the previous 5 years in the NFL, right? Because a starting pitcher has so much more control over, they have almost quarterback level control of at least half the game, hypothetically.
Yeah.
And here's this to keep in mind too, Bubba, is that there are probably some rule changes coming to Major League Baseball. That's another thing I would watch out for, because I do think that despite as dominant as Paul Skeens has been, he's going to have Tommy John at some point, right? Like, it's going to happen. They all do. He'll have it at some point. But I do think that, with the rules, he can extend his career. I think they're going to be different rules in that. I don't know what they're going to do. There's a lot of things they could do. But no, cards are not worthless. I think that's what we're seeing, right? If it's just a straight up card, that's fine.
Far from worthless.
But this is it is a piece of cardboard. But it's a piece of cardboard with some fabric inside of it and a signature, right? Like, it's easier to store and hold a card than it is a jersey.
Exactly.
You got to frame a jersey, and I can fold that up. I would rather have an autographed card with the jersey patch than I would a full jersey.
I'm a big jersey guy, so I'd rather
but
jersey,
sure,
but
you
I
own a card
completely
shop.
understand
I'm not okay. I mean, thank you for your insight, your expertise, and I'm just saying this might be a special card, right? I'm not saying you're wrong on what the rules of the industry are. I'm just trying to say there's a non-zero chance this card is an exception. That's what I'm trying to say, because of how good Paul Skeens was and could potentially be.
I mean, you've seen cards in other sports sell for disgusting amounts. It's the signature. It's the signature and the patch that make this card. I mean, if it was just a regular Paul Skeens rookie card, yeah, I get what you're trying to get at, Bubba. But this card, this pitcher, for his rookie season and being as amazing as he was, and you have the patch from his rookie debut from that season and his signature, that's what makes it so much more expensive. That's what makes it so much more valuable than just a regular Paul Skeens rookie card. Like, yeah, that's still valuable, but it's just like, oh yeah, cool, whatever. It's also it's the only one. It's the only one.
The only one that will ever be made.
That's it. No more.
And Bubba says we'll keep receipts. Yes, we should, right? That's what makes us so interesting to track, because with the card going to auction, it's going to be fascinating to see how much this 11-year-old or his family gets from it, because if someone on the text line said, yeah, Gorilla Bear, if you get whatever money you can for it now, stick it away for a while, whether it goes to a college fund or retirement fund. I mean, that card is going to be, worth whatever you get back for it in the long run, which is fine. And so you could very easily talk me into selling, but I might wait a year. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Maybe that's stupid, but I would wait a year.
Just a little bit.
Because what if he starts another All-Star game?
And yeah,
What if he wins a Cy Young this year?
Yeah, Colem's right. If Skeens can lead Pittsburgh to a World Series, if he leaves,
Well,
and
he's
leads
not
anybody,
going to do that.
If he leaves and leads anybody else to the World Series,
it is Pittsburgh. After
not
all.
as much. But if he can somehow finagle Pittsburgh into a World Series run, even if they don't win it, if they make it there, it's going to be worth more. If they win it, he wins a Cy Young. If he does any of these other crazy things, that card's going to be a disgusting amount of money.
It's more likely that Paul Skeens is baseball's Dan Marino than anything else, though.
Yeah.
Great stats.
Amazing stats. Depends on where he goes after the Pirates, because he's not sticking with the Pirates for very long.
He's not sticking with the Pirates for very long.
He's not sticking with the Pirates for very long. Look, I'm sorry, Pittsburgh. This is not
Hate to
happening.
rain on your parade, but let's just all prepare ourselves for that. So that's a good way to wrap up the show. It has been fun. It has been a good week. Need to thank all my my guests this week here. Eastrick hopped in remote on Tuesday. Thanks to Nick for filling in the last couple days. Jay for the first hour here. Rico, it's been fun. Thanks for sticking around.
Dude,
I know
it's
it kept
been
you
a
late on your
while. We
weekend,
need to
but
do
thank
this
you.
more often.
We really do. I would say standing invite, but you and Strick don't get along. There's some
No,
tension
I don't like
there,
that guy.
But
I'll be across the glass. So
and we have a way to patch you in over
exactly.
there,
Just
so.
invite me in whenever. I'll talk about the Knicks and how great they are.
Strick would love that.
Yes.
Other people may or may not. But seriously, thank you.
Maybe I'll talk about Vancouver.
That's a good way to get Strick to walk out of the studio. That would be incredible. Also incredible, the people at Nebco for their sponsorship of the show. Really appreciate y'all over there. Check them out, nebcoinc.com. Don't go anywhere. It's me and Jay for Old School the next couple hours. And then with you for the Corner 3. Deuces.
Go hog wild, Pit Barbecue. It's $5.99 barbecue time. Hurry to Hog Wild for a complete barbecue meal that's only $5.99. Get a one-meat sandwich loaded with our award-winning barbecue, plus your choice of a classic side and drink for just $5.99.